of reasons. He's fried from gnats. I'm fried from this morning. Let me just... Is everything working? Can you all see me? You all hear me? Everything's okay? Okay. We are streaming in beautiful 2,000 kilobytes per second. And why are we doing that? Well, because today we are streaming from a mobile hotspot. You look angry and stressed. That's crazy. That's wild to hear because that could not be further from the truth. I'm giddy. I'm happy. I'm so glad to be here. Here's what happened. I woke up today to an email that said, Joseph, we turned off your internet. And I said, oh, finally, they got to me. My ideas are too dangerous. My powers are they're too powerful. They're too, yeah, the camera does look pretty dark. What's going on here? This is just how it's going to be, at least for the moment. No, it turns out the reason that they turned off my internet it doesn't have anything to do with that. Basically, they were like, you didn't pay. And I said, that's not right. But I remembered about a week ago, I got a thing that said, hey, you're derelict in payment. You got to pay. And I was like, okay, let me check. And I checked and it wasn't true. And I thought, oh, this is just a very sophisticated scam. I see. I'm smarter than this. Turns out I wasn't smarter than this. I did owe them money. And so I wake up today and I'm like, how could that be possible? I log back into my account. Doesn't say I owe money, but it says I owe money. And I realized that they have set up a second account for me on my behalf associated with my Fios account. I understand the reason that they did this. The phone account is still associated with my parents. And so I get that they're like, okay, this is like, it has a separate credit history and everything, so we'll make our own. But it doesn't have a phone number associated with it, is important for this story. So I log in on that other account. Sure enough, I am derelict in payment. And it's because, if you recall, when I went to the honeymoon, I lost my wallet and had to replace the cards within the wallet. And one of those cards was on auto pay. So I went, oh no, here we go. So it's like, okay, no big deal. They have a thing that's like, hey, log in, pay your bill, and we'll reinstate your services. And I was like, okay, kind of embarrassing, but sure, I'll do that. So I log in, except the login button doesn't work. In fact, here, I can show you right here. I have it pulled up. You all remember that video that was like, the internet? Okay, so they send me this email. And the email says I can do one of like 4 or 5 things. And then one for the internet. I can use the Verizon Assistant, the My Verizon app. I can pull up Verizon.com/bill pay, or I can call. And so I pull up the
doesn't work. All right.
Verizon Assistant, and it returns this. We're sorry, we're unable to process your request. And I go, okay, let me click the My Verizon app. It pulls me to the homepage. I go to sign in. I click sign into my account. Okay, we're sorry, we can't process your request.
Oh, good.
So I go to the third one.
I
go to sign in with my ID and password. Can't do that. We are unable to process your request. I go to their website and use the stupid fucking AI assistant. And it's like, hey, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, I would like to pay my bill. And I click it and they're like, okay, sign in. And it returns a full-sized page that says, sorry, we can't do that. I have to scroll around in this stupid chat window. So I call Verizon. And I didn't know this. None of the. Is there double audio for anyone else? Oh, fuck. Yeah, hold up. No, there shouldn't be. No. Oh, it's just from the video, yeah. So I call up Verizon, and what Verizon is. I'm expecting them to do. I don't know why I'm that stupid. I'm like, okay, here's what they're going to do. I'm going to call them, and they're going to be like, hey, man, sorry this happened to you. I know what we can do to fix this. Just give me your credit card information, and we'll sign in. I guess I'm a fucking moron. I guess I'm the stupidest man who ever lived, because that is not what happened. Instead, they were like, okay, there's no human. There's no human anywhere on the phone tree. And so I'm calling them, and they're like, welcome to Verizon Wireless. I see you have an account associated with this phone number. And it signs me into the first account, the phone Verizon. And I'm like, no, speak with a person. And they're like, if you would like to pay bill, did you spam zero? Of course I did. I did everything. Finally, after like an hour, I get on the phone with a human and they pick up and I'm like, hey, I explain the situation. And the guy goes, there's nothing I can do. I can send you the number to the Verizon Fios help desk. And I go, that is how I got to you. There was a moment today where I was thinking, I saw a thing on Reddit that was like, if you start saying into the mouthpiece that you are going to, I guess, commit a crime against the president of the United States, then they have to pick up. Like, they'll have to intervene and pick up. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, am I going to risk it? Am I going to risk charges to get the internet today? So do you have a Verizon store that you could call instead? You know, I didn't think of that, but I'd feel bad because the store is just a retailer. I'd be like, hey, I have a terrible problem with your awful service. Is there a different internet provider you can switch to? I don't think so. I don't think so. The other problem is that there's no other alternative to Fios, I think. Especially around me. Like, I could get back on fucking broadband, but I also could jump off a bridge if I wanted. Misery. The store is exactly that. Oh, fuck. Next time I'm getting in my car then. Fuck it. I was thinking, I was like, what, do they want me to go to the store and threaten the people there? Oh, hold up. I'm arguing with Sam real quick. Oh my God. Okay, I'll yell at him in a little bit. Oh. ISPs will do everything in their power to not pay people to provide customer service. It's crazy, right? Like, what's the concept behind outsourcing is that you can pay people in India like 30 cents an hour to do your grunt work, right? That's the concept of outsourcing. How greedy have these fucking companies gotten that they're like, actually, that is too much. That's too much. Legitimately, that is too difficult for me. That's so crazy, right? Oh. Extremely greedy. I bet the computing costs are higher than the wages. Yeah, but it looks slicker. Ugh. Gross, man. Really disgusting. And, like, it's unfortunate because I do like Verizon's internet. Like, I think Fios is a really fucking fantastic product. And obviously, it's how I make my living. You know, having streamed in places where we don't have Fios versus where we do, it's really night and day. It's just every aspect of the company itself sucks balls. It's fucking terrible. Not good. And you know the other thing, this is going to sound very boomer, but I lived off of like shit ass dial up way longer than possible because my parents were cheap, right? And I just I do miss having some sort of control over your internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, back when it was like dial-up and broadband, it felt like if something went wrong, it was usually user side and you had like some sort of agency over it. And now, if something goes wrong with like Fios, what am I going to climb a fucking tower? It's strange, you know? Have you looked into T-Mobile 5G internet? It is not comparable in my area. Grandpa, let's get you to bed. That's true. We need dial-up too. True. Burn down the 5G tower. Council reference. Yeah. Imagine if there was like a standardized government internet provider. I'll say it. No one else is willing to say it. Bell didn't go far enough. Didn't go far enough. we got to do it again, folks. Rev up that antitrust. Ugh. Municipal broadband is illegal in a bunch of cities for some reason. What? No, that can't be real. That was like, wasn't that like a flagship policy of like some UK party was they were going to give everyone free broadband access everywhere? Are you kidding me? That's not the case in America. Municipal, oh my God. Whoa. Despite federal promises of support, legal barriers remain entrenched, highlighting a glaring disconnect between political promises and reality. The Biden administration initially pledged that the Broadband Equity Access and Deployment Program would prioritize community networks to bridge the digital divide. However, the administration failed to follow through on these promises. What? No. Biden? No. But this is infrastructure. I thought he was really good at that. So many of those 21-year-olds who have made liking Biden their fucking personality on Twitter.com told me that he's done a great job, leaving many municipal broadband initiatives struggling against state-imposed roadblocks. There are currently 16 states that have legislation against municipal broadband networks in the U.S. Holy... 4 states don't have any. Nebraska, North Dakota, Arizona, and Mississippi. Okay, so Mississippi, that one makes sense because there's no money left. You know, what are they going to... They don't have money for line. They gave it all to Tom Brady. Who was that? Was that Mississippi? Where they just randomly gave a bunch of money to... was it Tom Brady? It was... Or Brett Favre? Yeah, it was Brett Favre. It was funnier than Tom Brady. Tom Brady, it almost makes sense. Oh, man, that was nuts. And you're sure no one's going to find out that I've stolen this money. What happened to him? Did they put Brett Favre in prison? This is classic. This is classic shit. Despite promising a local focus, the administration's languages and focus have shifted dramatically. BEAD grants a smokescreen. The administration emphasizes the role of BEAD in achieving broadband equity, but these grants are significant, though they have become a less promising vehicle for deploying municipal broadband nationwide. Pay attention, folks. This is how it works. There's a problem. An administration goes, we'll solve the problem. They deploy a program to solve the problem. The program does a shit job at solving the problem. It pushes out alternative solutions to the problem, and then when someone goes, hey, what about that problem? They go, well, we did a program. Ugh. I don't know. I hate internet providers, man. I really can't stand them. But there's nothing you can do about them. There's so many things in this world that it's like, oh, they're so terrible. Everything about it is so awful. But there's nothing you could do about them. You know, there's just nothing, period. Let me ring up Doug and see if he's around. If Doug's not around, I'm just ending the stream. We ain't doing shit. No, I got stuff to do. We'll do a little Twitter freaks while we wait for a response.
Twitter freaks. Oh, why'd you go and say that? Twitter freaks. The website was a mistake, yeah. Twitter freaks.
All right, so we only have a couple Twitter freaks today. Obviously, Monday, Tuesday is a really weird day for Twitter freaks because they had to be freaks at like after 5 p.m. on Monday for me to not have seen them. This one I really like. It's Dextero Kickstreamer. Kickstreamer is just a prefix that lets me know that the person they're going to be talking about is a fucking moron, like a submental single-digit IQ doldrum, like a real like I guess I would say a person without a soul. But this one, what they do is asking NPCs their most traumatic events. First of all, let's just talk about the thrust of this stream. What's the goal? They're like, oh man, some of these motherfuckers are gonna have trauma, and let's laugh at them. So that's basically what they did. They went to a mall and they were like, can you recount your trauma for me? And then they like giggle and laugh. And okay, the other thing I have to say, I feel like I have to say because no one else will. These two kids are like 14. What, you're getting sauced by a 14-year-old? So asks most traumatic events, etc. And they laugh and make fun of this person, right? They're like, ha ha, hee hee, ho ho, keck W's in chat. Well, a little later, they go up to another person to ask them their most traumatic event. And unbeknownst to them, this second person is the partner of the first person.
Can I know like your most? Oh, nice to meet you. My name is Christopher.
I'm not shaking your hand. What's my most traumatic experience? I don't know, but I know what yours is.
Suck my dick.
I mean, that's pretty good. That's not bad. I'm not gonna lie. What's my most traumatic experience? I don't know, but I know what yours is. Good stuff. Good stuff. Next up. Okay, this sucks. This one is just shit. I feel so bad about this one. Oh man. So Kyle Gass and Jack Black are in a band called Tenacious D. Now, if you're a millennial like me, we had our own Weird Al, and it was Tenacious D. And were they funny? No. But at the time, we thought they were. But they still tour as Tenacious D. And at one of the shows, apparently Kyle Gass was like, next time you aim for Trump, don't miss. Classic like comedy band goofs and gaffs, right? So Jack Black goes, I was blindsided by what was said at the show on Sunday. I would never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form. After much reflection, I no longer feel it is appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour, and all future creative plans are on hold. I'm grateful to the fans for their support and understanding. These people have been friends for like 60 years. That's so fucked up, man. That is... Now, I will note, if this is also a bit, then it is very funny. If that is if this is half of a second more interesting bit, then it is extremely funny. But oh man, come on. I have faith in Jack Black that this is a bit. Yeah, I have faith that he wants the Kung Fu Panda 4 checks. Yuck. Next up. Whoa, Katy Perry absolutely chose the right 24 hours to bury the most embarrassing rollout of a single I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if you all have seen the new Katy Perry. It's not good. But it introduced me to this incredible clip. I don't know what show this is.
Well, to be fair, you did release my album on the day of the insurrection.
Oh my God!
Here, while this plays, I'm going to try and fix the light.
You want to be an adult? Here's the truth.
God, no, Shuli, no.
We didn't release your album on the day of the insurrection. Your album was so bad, I created the insurrection.
What?
Don't be mad, bud. You're not that great of a singer.
You suck. I mean, you're cute, but you suck. And it's wild that you don't know that. So in order to distract from your album, I spent months radicalizing people to storm the Capitol on the day it dropped. Chase, I'm cute.
Oh my God.
I like the concept of this. The show is called The Other Two. Is it good? Is it enjoy? Chase, I'm cute. It seems fun, if nothing else. The camera looks really dark, right? Am I out of my mind? Oh, Doug's calling. All right, I'm gonna roll through these last two so we can do this. Breaking video surfaces showing former President Trump's running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, creating galaxy-themed flavored water. Do you think this will influence undecided voters? Wow, is this really him?
And
It looks exactly like him.
All right, here it is. This is the second galaxy-inspired water that I have made.
I think that
This
is
one looks
really
pretty
him.
darn cool, if I do say so myself. Let's give it a mix so I can taste it, and let's see if it tastes as cute as it looks.
I think this
All right,
is
let's
him.
see.
Yeah, I've decided it's him.
Oh, of course. Some of my favorite flavors. You can't go wrong.
Okay. And then the last one, I have seen this fucking thread around all week. Oh man, I am so sorry. This thread is not good. It's like my hygiene tips from someone depressed, and it's like a bunch of like, if you are in a deep depression, here's what you can do to prevent yourself from getting like bed sores. And I'm sorry, a lot of these tips, I'm like, no man, this is sort of perpetuating cycles. Like depression as a concept is a cyclical thing, and a lot of these are just, they read a lot less like, here's how you can remain clean enough, and read a lot more like, I've min-maxed not getting debilitating illnesses, but remaining as depressed as possible. It's, ooh, they're not good, man. This one is like, instead of brushing your teeth, use kids' mouthwash. Don't floss because it might cut your gums. If you haven't brushed in a while. Like, obviously you're not showering, so use wet wipes for your private parts. That one is actually not a terrible one. They talk about like using diapers so you don't have to get up and go to the bathroom. And it's just like, I'm sorry, man. Like, at some point, you need to seek medical assistance. Like, this, I can't sign on for this. But I've seen so many people this week being like, what a bunch of good tips. All right, let's call Doug.
Hey,
Yep.
how's I saw you were having some internet issues today.
Oh, yeah. And let me tell you, the internet is about to have an issue with me.
Yeah. 2 different Verizon accounts, huh?
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have a third Verizon account. I'm going to have the Verizon account for the phone, the Verizon account for the Fios, and I'm going to have an account with the local police station that mentions Verizon in the booking information.
I'm glad you have the same outlook on internet issues as I do.
I can't believe this. We got to do something about this, Doug. You're coming to Nats, right?
Yeah.
When we
we'll
come
go
to
beat
Nats,
up a
we'll hatch a
store.
plan. I don't know if you're a regular Will of the Council listener, but last week we talked about during COVID, this one guy was having kind of a problem because his girlfriend went down like the anti-5G rabbit hole, and
Ooh,
she got arrested for trying to burn down a 5G tower, right?
that's gonna be us.
Yeah, but for good reasons, not for like COVID Dr. Fauci stuff. They'll be the police will be like, "Why'd you try and destroy this tower?" And we'll be like, "Are you familiar with Verizon Fios?" And they'll go, "Say no more, King. We'll help you out."
Yeah, no, it's that's actually why I am. Well, first off, when I was watching you try to open boxes that like were solutions, and they just kept saying like this web page isn't loading. When I was having issues with my computer a couple of weeks ago, that's basically the exact experience I had on Microsoft, where I would like try to go to the forums. And then it would say, you can't go to the forums unless you're logged in, which is weird already. So then I try to log in, and it's like, you can't log in. Please use our chat bot. And then the chat bot wasn't working. And so it said, please call us. Try to call them. And I only talked to a robot, and the robot doesn't understand the problem. So the robot tells me to go to the chat box, which, as I already previously said, doesn't work. It's like just a loop. I think it's like these are meant to be loops until you give up. Just say, well, I guess the internet will be on eventually.
It's one of those things where, like, you know what's crazy is I know that, like, the huge priority for like the potential Trump administration would be, like, you know, closing the border and, you know, rounding up all the streamers. And for the Biden administration, it's like getting them through the day. But if I was president, my number one goal as president would be like every website and every business has to actually work. Like, if the shit on your internet site doesn't work, you should go to jail. Like, if you're Microsoft,
You should be executed. You should be
if
taken
you're
out
Microsoft
back.
and you make $10 billion a minute, and I can't sign in on your website, no, you are going to face down the Supreme Court. We're going to stack it with YukiTubers, and they're going to be like, this individual didn't let you connect your stream key, and then they'll go straight to jail.
Well, the whole thing, you know, this is what I complain about every single time. It's like, all I want, and I'll pay, like, I'm willing to pay quite a bit for it, is like internet that just works, like, you know, stays connected. Like, that's all. You know, it doesn't have to be lightning fast, just pretty fast. And it's just like, it'd be nice to, you know, get what you're paying for.
It's so funny. We've talked about this a couple times. Chat, it'll give you a little glimpse behind the curtain. But this YouTube shit for Doug and I, it is pretty profitable, you know? And has left us with an amount of money that we could theoretically reinvest into our business, right? But the sad thing that I think we have both learned is that there is no amount of money that will fix some of these structural problems. I just sort of assumed...
there's a bottleneck, and it's called the internet provider.
Yeah, I just, like, assumed that at some point it's like, well, if you pay, like, fucking $1,000 a month, you can just get blisteringly fast internet that, like, routes through, like, some
Special
sort of
cable system, you know?
Yeah, and like the brain of an endangered dolphin or something. And no, it's like you still have to deal with fucking Verizon.
Yeah, I can always. I'm sure if we like set up business accounts, you know, it would probably work. But they'd make you pay thousands of dollars for that, like, because they're
And we're
expecting it to
one
be a whole
person doing
business
a
building.
YouTube video, so
Just frustrating. Okay, anyway,
buy
let's
your own
let's
satellite.
get through
Oh,
this.
we should do Starlink, but for just for us.
Oh my God, Starlink, not available in my area, but also I didn't realize it was Tesla based, so I was like,
I think aren't they
Not
all in
sure about
Ukraine right now? I thought they moved them all to Ukraine for the war.
Right. Is that a good place to move to right now? Are
No,
people
they
moving
like.
to
I mean, they're
Ukraine?
above Ukraine. They're not on the ground, but they moved
Oh,
a bunch
okay,
of
I was
satellites
like-
over there, and they were like, "We're gonna give free internet there," but like,
Oh, didn't he pull that though when the prime minister like roasted him for a sec?
oh, that's funny. Being like,
I think he pulled it like almost immediately.
that's so funny. Wait, that's like really funny. It's like Elon Musk, more like Elon is musky because that boy stank, and he's like, "All right, take the fucking internet
Yeah,
away
like-
from these people." Don't. That's so
No,
funny.
I guess they still use it a little bit. I don't know. I thought. No, it's controlled by the government now. Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Chat, how's that
Interesting.
going, by the way? The Ukraine war? I feel like we haven't heard an update from there for a while. Is it over?
You think someone in chat is in Ukraine right now?
Yo, chat, do we have Zelensky in chat? Do we have Vladimir Putin in chat? Sound off. How's it going? Chat goes, not great.
Not great. I mean,
Yeah, I
that
mean-
you're not wrong.
I think that's probably correct.
Yeah. All right, let's spin a wheel. Let's
Yeah.
let's power through it. We got 2 more episodes. How bad
Oh,
can it be?
Jesus Christ.
So ready. I've never missed commenters yelling at me about anime stuff so much. I miss it. Like, I think about the good times of, getting yelled at over Labyrinth Bakura and those, at least it was getting viewed. So it was
These days, people just don't click them.
Yeah. You don't know what you have until you're gone. No, it's been fun. I think it's something that was highly requested for years. So even if it doesn't do good immediately, I bet that, as it goes on, it'll You know, sometimes you just got to take 7 weeks of losses, and that's okay. So here we go. Who won the last one? Let me think. Because we recorded it off stream. Oh, it was the ninja one.
Oh yes. That one didn't. Wait, the last one was the ninja one.
Yeah, it hasn't gone up yet though.
What was the one? Oh yes.
The one that just went up is Dark Magician.
Wait, I'm getting my ass kicked.
Yeah. I think that's just the nature of these decks, though. They're very swingy. Like, I'm looking at the wheel right now, and I think we have to stage Cypher versus Spellbook. And even then, I'm not sure if Cypher will have a chance. Cypher is just the Galaxy pack, but with a worse base deck. So, yikes.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, are you ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
Four structured decks remain: Blue Eyes, Cypher, Spellbook, and Pendulum Magician. If you don't know what Cypher is, it was released before the Galaxy structure deck, but it kind of has some of those cards, but
It's
also
terrible.
a lot of garbage.
It's awful.
So yeah, it was one of the first structure decks in the game, and I have no clue what they were thinking. It's pretty weird. But I got the last episode with Ninja. Let's see that first spin. Look at it go. It does kind of wreck the bit rate a little bit. It's Spellbook time. Spellbooks have some good cards and a lot of filler. A lot of filler. There's Spellbooks. Okay, here we go. This is your spin.
I get 2, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, but I may only need 1. Oh boy.
Pretty interesting.
Okay, so I really wanted Pendulum Magician, and I really didn't want Cypher, but I got Blue Eyes.
So, split the difference.
So the respin could be really good, or it could be really bad. Let me look up the Blue Eyes structure. Saga of Blue Eyes White Dragon.
I mean, it has.
Oh
Blue
yeah,
Eyes
it has
cards.
Chaos Max in it. Oh, it's really hit or miss. I will take it.
All right, we got Spellcasters versus Dragons, the classic matchup. Good luck with those pulls.
Yeah.
Ooh boy. Okay. See ya.
Bye. So here's what Doug doesn't know. I'm gay. I'm transgender. Did we ever get an update to that? Is he actually gay? Wait, what the fuck? Does it have to download something? Okay, good. I was like, what the fuck could it possibly need to download? Hatch, thank you for the sub. Eternal Partners and Xyz Explosion. This Xyz cup shit is fucked. Okay, what are we... Copy from structure deck. Power of the Dragon. Okay, I don't think that's what we're talking about here. Blue Eyes, Max. Alright, so this is like a fine deck. There's some cards in here that just like solo. Blue Eyes Jet is insanely good. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon is actually really strong, of course. True Light, not bad either. We are going to craft one of this card so we can get the Azure in the Ivory unlocked. and then start pulling. Oh my god, I've never been in this pack. Ready? Time for a free pull. When was the last time you heard that? Oh, it's Blue Eyes Deep White Dragon. Okay. All right, 10 packs. 10 packs starting in a second. Doing math. The hip handles get me every time. Do you think, okay, which of the Blue Eyes is the most fuckable? Maiden? Maiden? No! Okay, this looks pretty good. Oh, fuck. Alright, it's outside the pack. These are all really bad cards. Area the Water Charmer Gentle is a good card, but probably will not be played. Oh, good. In the pack. Here we go. Oh, 2. Oh, my God. 2 bangers. Twin Burst and True Light. Good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. We want a playset of that True Light real bad so we can really true on him. All right, out of the pack. 2 out of the pack. Sergeant Electro, Dual Link Staple. Why is it an SR? It was an SR in Dual Links, too. Twin Triangle, honestly. Let me know the truth. We got to get, like, you know how Crush Cards cuts away to, like, K-pop? For this one, they got to cut away to Weezer. Crush Cards Googling, like, Pinkerton AMV. It's like, it's the white boy K-pop. Oh, the 3rd True Light playset? All right, let's go. Oh, and this one's coming out? Oh my god, what is going on? Okay, all the cards in the pack are terrible, but we're getting a lot of cool stuff. Oh, 2 counter traps for specific archetypes that we're not playing. Awesome. Oh, this card's great. Space Dragster. Oh, I'm going to start playing that with the stupid rabbit. Chaos Form is good. We want to play a set of that. Any of the stones is great. Ancient or Legend. You know, whatever. What are we working on? Priestess, Maiden, Solid. There's probably some kind of joke there about Solid Dragon. In the pack, please. What the fuck? I don't need Strength and Unity. I need Supers. Don't need Dragonhawk. Don't need Red Eyes. Don't sully my list with a fucking Red Eyes, you dumb bitch. That's my favorite Kaiba quote. Wheeler. Where do you get off looking at me like that, Wheeler? Wheeler, you're looking very breedable today. Dragon Spirit of White, that's a good one. What's this UR out of the pack? Gaga Magician. Oh, boy. And that's a card that you can get in the Legacy packs, so it's doubly worthless. Votus. Every time I see Votus, I'm like, what the fuck? This card came out in like 2024. One word, Votus. Votus bluest no matter whoist. It's the twitter.com creature. Tyrant Dragon's fine. I can take him or leave him. We don't really need extras of the extra deck guys. Oh, here we go. Photon Advancer. Yeah, where were you last episode, asshole? Twin Burst again. And Deep Eyes again. So we got the Deep Eyes playset, the True Light playset, and one UR. It was Gaga Magician. Yeah, those were terrible. Those were really bad. But the deck is already fine, so I think we'll be okay. Let's open our additional 4, because one was free. Do you think there's a hierarchy to the like random like humans that hang out with blue eyes? Because it's fucked up that there's like a priestess and a sage and a maiden and there's like 50 different people whose job is the same thing. You know what it reminds me of? A second Chaos Dragon is really good actually. You know what it reminds me of is when people are like, what would your job be on the commune? I would be the sage. I would be the priestess. You know, I would be the the deep eyes, blue eyes monster. You know, let's see. Where does Lord of D fit into all of this? Hopefully he fits in me, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get some of that Lord of D. Another Flower Guardian. Let's just play that shit. Nothing good here. Not a single good card. I mean, Successor Soul is a good card, but I think we already have a playset. If we don't, you know, this isn't going to change anything. 2 more here. Can you explain what you mean by that, actually? I really don't think I should. I think, actually, the better play is to not. A curious game. The only way is not to win. That's our 3rd Chaos Dragon. 3rd Dragon Spirit of White. That's a damn good card. Ooh, we could play Signet Storm, too. Oh, man. That might get played. That's like a funny-ass card. We can summon Twin Triangle Dragon. Fuck. Okay, well. God, we are swimming in crystal dragons. That's actually our 3rd chaos form, so, you know, I appreciate that. Fuck you, kitchen-ass Dragon Maid. Where were you during the Dragon Maid episode? We didn't need you. That one was just free money. Cool. Man, this pack sucks. Wait. Oh, we can't even play this pack. This is one pack too far. That's fine. It's the Cardians. That was awful. That was like really bad. We did get our True Lights. Okay, let's start thinking about these cards critically. We didn't get another Abyss Dragon. This is the I set one monster face down and have sex with it. We get an extra blue eyes. We have this. We didn't get any Dick D. I think probably Assault Wyvern we are not going to summon. Deep Eyes White Dragon. Is this card good? Okay, let's just read the terrible Blue Eyes cards for the first time. Okay, we only have one Alt Fusion, but we are playing it. Successor Soul's good as hell. We know that. Rage with Eyes of Blue. This is the worst card I've ever seen. Majesty with Eyes of Blue. This card's okay. Dragons fight... How many of this do we have? Dragon's fucking Spirit. This card is terrible. Vision with Eyes of Blue. This card seems very bad. Strength and Unity. This card seems okay, but not great. Chaos Form. Mausoleum of White. This card seems good, but I can't tell. Beacon of White. Nope. Dragon Revival Rhapsody. Nope. Author G, thank you for the 1111. Chip it in for packs. I will take it. This card's good. This card's good. This card's bad. We're probably not playing Poly, right? No. We have Ultimate Dragon Fusion. Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. This card's good. Can we search it with the True Light? Deep White Dragon. I don't know if that card's any good. Abyss Dragon. Is Abyss Dragon good? Abyss Dragon seems kind of bad, actually. It searches, yeah, and... Solid Dragon. Ah, this one's very bad. Dragon Spirit, Alt White, Dick D. This card's crazy. Keeper of Dragon Magic. This card's fine. King of Dick. Also good. Keeper of the Shrine. I actually do like this card. This card, okay. Master. This card is very bad. Protector. This card is very bad. Priestess. This card is probably good. This card seems okay. Maiden, of course, is fine. And Whitestone is fine. Wow, we are really just gonna draw a bunch of high-level monsters and lose, huh? All right, what can we cut? How many Priestess do we want to play also? Protector is good here. Can cheat out Blue Eyes from hand. You know, it might be worth it just because I expect that it's going to be... We're going to brick on them. Sure. Let's cut Priestess. Cut Spirit. No! We'll cut 2 Spirit. You've got to unleash your spirit. Cut the Ritual. No, the Ritual's great. Fuck you. Do we have any Majesty might just be good to get a guy into the grave. Oh, yeah, we don't need 3 Chaos Form, right? Does it mention Blue Eyes? Mm-hmm. So we can get this off True Light. We don't need all these. We'll just do 1, 2, 3. How many Majesty do we pull? We can play more Majesty. We pulled... We pulled 3. You should play a Poly? Why? To brick on it. First of the dragons will carry. True. We gotta find 2 cuts. What are our 2 cuts? We gotta find 3 cuts. What are our 3 cuts? The 2 vanillas seem weak. You guys don't like Majesty? Okay, we'll cut a Majesty. Keeper doesn't do anything without a normal spell. Oh, I see. No, it summons Blue Eyes, right? That's the concept behind Keeper. Deep Eyes? You don't like Deep Eyes? Yeah, I could see this card sucking dick. Oh, Mausoleum of White. Get this fucking card out of here. Actually, this card seems really good. I want to play the max copies. I'll play 2. What if we just play this amount? Fuck it. I hate the ritual. All right, here we go. All right, so the deck looks fine. The problem we're going to have, of course, is that it's Blue Eyes, and we don't have, like, Cards of Conscience and Trade-In, which historically was what made the deck not as bricky as it would be otherwise. I think pretty likely what could happen is we just draw too many big guys and just stare at Doug. Or we draw too many small guys and we just stare at Doug. Either way, we're going to be staring. There you go. While we wait.
When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay. 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 That I was gay. 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 That I was gay. 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 Gay.
I have a dream.
That I was gay.
Gage loves playing this on stream.
I thought that I was gay.
Discrimination. That ain't right.
Right. I thought that I was gay.
Gay.
That I was gay.
Today I feel gay.
You are gay. That I was gay.
Today I feel
Are you and Dyer gonna play squirrel format in Nats? Absolutely. I'm bringing squirrels. I'm bringing a lot of shit to Nats. I shouldn't be. I'm gonna be real easy to steal from. Are we watching Curry Bandits today? Yeah, we're gonna do this. Then we're gonna do new cards. Then we're watching Curry Bandits hour-long video. I really don't have time to do that, but I should. Oh, how about this?
I feel so scared, buddy. I got so much brain rot. I phantom text the res 50 or a points. Ha 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 ha. You got so much brain rot, and I'm such a scared buddy. I must sit back. I feel so scared, buddy. I got so much brain rot.
Where the fuck is Douglas? What could he possibly be thinking about? He's thinking about being so skibbity. I feel so skibbity. I've got so much brain rot. I phantom tax the Riz 50 aura points. Ha 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 ha. Can you react to this? Okay. I love this. This is on the playlist. My favorite rips are the ones that just start moaning. Okay, hold up. I love that he just like doesn't know the lyrics also. That's the best part of that.
Really mixed up.
Hey. Oh, hey. What's up?
How'd your polls go in the old Blue Eyes pack?
Why are you even asking? They went perfect.
Like they do every time. Do I have I don't have the spellbook field. Isn't there a spellbook field? That's so sad. Oh well. I just remember when on the old roulette account where like every single week you'd buy a field, so then I felt like I had to buy a field. Like yeah, I was doing like what the hell?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you felt that way.
I mean, I didn't feel like I had to. I just thought it was like a cool thing, and you know, you don't think about money, and then you get to the end of it, and it's like, why did I buy 20 fields that I only used one time?
Well, for me, it was because it was my main
account. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. On my main account, I have like the least amount of fields compared to like even this account, I think. So it's kind of fucked up. All right. Invite sent. I'm ready. Luckily, with the structure deck, this was like a million years ago, but I remember the roulette with spellbooks, and I'm pretty sure I missed most of the cards, and I got destroyed by whatever you were playing. So luckily,
Okay.
I at least get one copy of everything. Is Cassie Johnson joining? You know,
Cassie
I don't think
Johnson.
Cassie shows up for the roulettes, but also I don't leak the room code because I just invite him.
You really?
Not Jesse Cotton, Cassie Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, during Saga, I always think it's funny to like leak the room code and then people join and have funny names.
And they
So
name
that's always,
their
like, a
name is
thing.
like Die Farfa. Like
We had we have Cassie Johnson makes it first every time, usually before Nadir and Gage do. And then yesterday we had Sheshua
Joshua Jit.
Schmidt or something like. So you know they're crazy. They got some good ideas. Those fans out there, they're having fun with it. Oh shit! Okay, that's pretty good. Things are already going in my direction.
They're going your direction now, but the direction you're going to be headed is down into the ground.
You don't have a field?
Oh shit! I'll get a field for game.
We'll change that next game. This hand's insane. Okay, let's go. I activate Spellbook of Crescent.
Okay.
So does it have to be 3 different names? Yeah, 3 different names. We're gonna go this. Oh, wait, maybe I should grab this. And just looking at the hand real quick, probably this one. And yeah, let's just do these 3. I reveal Fate, Power, Judgment. What's speaking to you? It just, you got face down cards.
No, I get to pick.
You gotta right.
I guess I give you Tower here.
All right. Let's activate secrets.
Yep.
I think we go for this is kind of awkward actually because
of Tower. Yeah.
I'm just thinking like there's so many plays I could make. And I could go like I don't know. I played this deck in Duel Links a lot. I played it Blue Boy. No, we don't need that. We got this. Although should probably just grab this. 1, 2. That doesn't really do anything actually. Okay. I guess this seems so slow though. That. This is kind of weird because you have to end with a spellcaster. Sorry, I haven't played TCG Spellbooks in a sec. I think that Judgment doesn't do anything here. We're just gonna grab Blue Boy. That was a long think on Secrets grab Blue Boy, but it is what it is.
Oh,
okay,
whoa.
Activate Blue Boy. We will grab our old pal. See, I almost think I have to grab Judgment for 1? That's kind of funny. Grab that. Activate that. Activate. Search. Oh, I guess that's Judgment for. I don't know. Okay, let's just add Judgment. We're just gonna do that and see how it goes. Let's activate Judgment.
Yeah.
A little less powerful when you're not summoning, Jaugen, but maybe it'll do something. Target secrets.
Fate. Well, how'd you get Fate?
That's what you gave me off the Crescent.
That's literally not what I clicked.
Yeah. You were using the Millennium Eye to see. And then I think you have to grab this one. Oh no, because we opened the Crescent. Oh, we opened the Crescent. That makes everything so much easier.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I could do this. That doesn't really help us too much. Yeah, we'll just grab. We're just gonna grab tower. Well, let's just keep it simple. Let's keep things simple. Let's activate tower. I'm not sure if this is gonna have a target to summon the end phase. Let's go end phase, but at least you get the add regardless. We'll add this, I think, and we'll add probably eternity.
Man, I have
Eternity,
a really
and then
a really
yeah,
good
no
hand,
special.
but it's going to require you to be cool about this.
Okay.
Oh.
That was fun.
All right, let's set Mausoleum of White.
This is the extra normal card. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go Whitestone of Legend. Oh my god. I just realized it has less attack than your monster.
Why does that matter?
Well, I wanted to go to combat and walk over it.
Oh. Yeah, that's not going to work. This is kind of interesting because part of me wants to banish the egg. Part of me wants to banish the field spell. Although, I guess the first summon is already... I mean, why do I care, right? It's equal. So then you can run it over. Okay, so then I have to fate. Okay, got it. We'll do it. Banish. Right? Yeah, that's fine.
Really kind of hoping you wouldn't read here.
Well, that is a fair, hope. A fair hope. Oh, you still send. Weird.
Yeah. I try to resolve as much as possible. And
no
I mean,
monster.
now it's
Oh, and if
time
you do, okay.
for the ultimate fusion.
Oh, yeah. Hell of a card. You didn't realize it was a rare. Oh, for Tyrant?
Yeah.
Got it. You know what I don't have in my deck? Trap cards.
That's true. I gotta think what I want to do here.
Big think.
Okay,
Two cards in hand. Can you really do something?
yeah, it's a question of how much I want to do. So we can do this to eat the tower. So here's what we can do here. We can go combat hit, then this into this pass. Bad, not good. Alternatively, we can go this, target this, grab her to set up a very funny play. Or
what
we
could
can
your
go
hand
this
be,
now,
like Sage?
summon just this, which turns on this. Regardless, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to out Eternity. So you're just gonna loop Fate.
That's the goal.
Oh, this card doesn't even work. Yeah.
Oh.
Is there a target for this that makes logistical sense? I don't think so. I do appreciate everyone saying make Spirit of White. I would love to. Oh, I see what you're saying. Does that work? I don't think so. No, because it's not. It doesn't have the right name. That's funny. This person's like, summon Spirit to banish Tower because it has Blue Eye's name on the field. Nope. Nope. This card is always treated as a Blue Eyes card. So is a Blue Eyes card the Blue Eyes White Dragon?
Nope. By the way, I hate that shit. I think it's maybe, I don't know why they do that, but every time they do, like, they make the name something else and the first line is this card is always treated as, they should just not do that. Remember, what did I recently saw a card that was doing that, and I was just like, why can't you just put the name in the name? Like, would Dragon Spirit of Blue Eyes really been a bad name? I think that would have been fine.
It's really irritating. I can get you super low. Okay, we're always doing this.
Oh, you did have Sage target Tyrant?
I know.
Okay. That doesn't feel great, I bet.
No, it does not.
How does that help?
I know.
Yeah, okay, you just did less damage. Why did you do that?
Why indeed?
Oh, you had Sage Jet?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I see what you were debating about. That does give you a lot of options.
It does. Okay, I can return a card you control to the hand. So this turns off the Spellbook Tower. Is it better than main phase 2 just making this and popping it? Probably.
There it goes. Okay. That's fair. That's a little bit of damage. That's okay. Does it come with rank 8s? Does it have rank 8s?
Has a rank 8. It's Helios, the hieratic Sun Dragon Overlord of Helios.
Oh, yeah. They love throwing that guy in the dragon decks.
Yeah.
He's a good, fair, balanced dragon card.
I think I am making him just so Blue Eyes Jet Dragon doesn't get banished. I know that sounds stupid, but...
No, that is... I don't think that sounds stupid at all. I think that's totally fair.
What if I just pop him, too? Just pop myself? No, because he can't do that.
Wow, this, my Spellbook of Fate sure took care of your whole board.
Kind of.
Every card you have. But you needed to summon the Tyrant because you didn't have another normal. Yeah, it is what it is.
All right, real quick. Let's do chat lines. Chat telling me to go for Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Can't do it. It's not in the deck. Chat telling me to use Sage to go into Dragon Spirit of White to banish the field spell. Doesn't work because it's not a Blue Eyes. Chat telling me to just go for lethal. I don't know where that's coming from. Chat telling me to normal Sage with Eyes of Blue to get the search and then activate the effective Sage of Eyes of Blue. We can't search Sage with Eyes of Blue, and we can't use its effect from field. Chat telling me to keep the monster in graveyard without shuffling it with Ultimate Fusion so the Jet was online. That's a cool idea, but means that we can't actually get over anything or establish another monster on field because we have no other way to do so because we only have Sage as our other normal.
That's all of them? Those six lines?
Spirit of White does work. Oh my fucking god. If Spirit
You're
of
banned.
White
Just ban that
banishes
person.
the field spell, but does not permit you to activate Blue Eyes Jet Dragon because it is not Blue Eyes.
Okay. Well, your chat certainly had some interesting ideas. I will, you can't deny that.
Ooh, chat has a good idea. Just make Typhon. How does he out that?
True.
That's a good point.
I mean, Fate actually does out. Typhon does basically nothing against this deck, hilariously, but true. So how am I getting over this? I mean, I guess I could do that. This has no protection effects, right? Once per turn. No. Oh, it adds a burst stream of destruction to your hand. That's hilarious.
Chat,
no
the deck
protection
does
effects?
have
Okay, we'll do it this way.
It has a level 9 synchro, but it's Azure, and Azure only reborns normals, and we can't
it doesn't
get to
give
a
you
normal and
Spirit?
retain Sage. It does give you Spirit.
It doesn't give.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
No, it doesn't give you the extra deck Spirit.
Ooh, that's kind of rough.
Fucked up, right?
Yeah, I think it's probably this one. We go that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That sounds all right.
Okay, we'll do that. How much attack does this guy have?
3,000.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is kind of awkward, but yeah, we'll go Justice. We'll go Power. Activate Eternity.
I was kind of hoping that he just wouldn't have another spellcaster. That would really help me out.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You never know. Although I passed with a lot of cards in hand. Well, I guess I searched a bunch of cards, but I did pass with a lot of cards, so it will target Power again. This is the most powerful Justice you've ever seen in your life. We'll take that out for 6. Activate Power. Activate Power. Very cool. Very cool.
Very cool indeed.
What does this card say? Wow, that's so bad. It takes so much setup. I just want to grab this. That's kind of funny. It's kind of silly. The problem here is that I can't actually use the Justice while sticking the Fate, but you have no cards, so I'm pretty sure I should just leave the Fate on the board. So we're going to grab 8. We're going to grab... fuck it. Is this actually good? Is that really what I'm doing? Yeah, fuck it. I think it's finally time to start putting counters on this Star Hall. Okay, I was really afraid that I couldn't activate this, but I was still in the battle phase. Let's activate Star Hall.
Mm-hmm.
You played during this format, right? 2013.
Oh yeah.
I remember the Star Hall showdowns with like 20 counters on 3 of them.
They were not good.
Good times. Good times. End phase. We will not banish. Wait, what was it first act? Oh, it was asking me this twice. Okay.
Isn't that fucked up, by the way? That one Fate solos this?
Yeah, well, I mean, you only have 1 card, so it makes sense, but... Yeah, yep.
I didn't know
that's
this
how
was
it
even in here.
goes. That's how it goes. Yep, we can even, just banish... Yeah, I don't know, just banish this.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna try to resource management too much here. We'll take that out. Oh, this only works during my end phase. Okay, well, that's fair. Yep, that's a card. That is certainly a card. We'll activate Tower. We will shuffle back the Eternity. Draw a card. Oh, now we're cooking with gas. Let's activate the second Star Hall.
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, summon this. Yeah, this is in the structure deck randomly. Not really sure about that one. So we'll discard. We will.
Wait, what the
if
fuck?
only this worked.
These two got a
What?
cum umbrella?
Yeah. Wait. Why is Why can't I summon this?
What?
What the fuck? This card. Oh my god. Reading. Oh, reading. Why does
It's
this
okay.
card
I read
suck
Come
ass?
Umbrella and got
Oh,
so
I
excited
fucked up
I
so
stopped
much.
reading.
Umbrella restricts you to only synchro summons? Why did I keep this in the deck? Oh, that's a disaster. That's actually such a disaster. Wow. Okay, that... I'm at 25 and I have an 800 attack monster. Oh my god, I think I just lost.
Well, I would have to establish... oh, no fate?
No, I just I couldn't... Oh god, dude.
Hold.
Is there a way I can get the fucking... can I fate my own monster?
I just need a monster
I don't even
here,
have another
folks.
fate to add. Oh my god, what a disaster. Grab this, I guess. I don't know. I just had secrets. Holy shit, yeah, I was trying to go into the Link monster. I could have just... Oh my god, yeah.
My
I
deck
did not...
won't betray me. I draw. Fuck. My deck betrayed
Oh,
me.
thank god, okay. Okay, thank god. Okay. Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. I'm so glad there
Almost
wasn't a
through
punish there. I would have felt really stupid. All right. What a dumb card. I mean, it's made for synchro summoning. Like, I don't know, you know, I can't complain too much about it. It's fine. Shuffle back fate. Okay, I just got to get damage on the board. Let's activate High Priestess. Reveal, reveal. Classic card. God, this card, you know, people weren't around for this card. This was the mommy for quite a while.
I mean, Chad, you've all seen the old Nim Nim intro with the...
That's what I talked about in the opening. I was like, crush cards. I don't know if you're gonna be able to find this, but it exists. What just happened?
Why the fuck
you can
did
trigger
you
the
do
chat.
that,
Yeah,
dog?
What? This doesn't do anything. Yeah, so what? You summon a jet? I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. Well, now that I actually I can summon from the extra deck, let's go for this friend. We got Crowley. We got Activate Effect. The only time this has ever been summoned against me in real life was Triff using it in Pendulums, which sounds ridiculous, but, you know, more power to him. More spellbook of power to him.
Please don't give him fate.
Okay. You did not give me the fate. I mean, I do have every searcher in the game, so unfortunately I do have access to the fate.
No. I can't believe this.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. We will
No.
hit him with a fate. Okay, this card's a little better. No, I think I remember the roulette episode. I'm 90% sure I did not pull fate, which sounds hilarious. But
How many fates do you have?
Okay, that is 49 on board. How many what? Fates?
Fates.
2. I pulled 1 because one is in the structure deck. Okay, I guess I'll play around the back row being like some... I don't know. I'm playing around it being like Book of Moon here. Just in case. You never know.
How would this...
You never know. Because I need one more attacker, you know?
But if I book Priestess, I still live here.
25 plus 19 is 40. Okay, you're right. Well...
It's not booked, so you're...
You didn't have it.
Yeah,
Didn't have it.
You're okay.
Master copy of Fate. I believe Master cannot copy Fate. I think it has to copy a normal spell.
It does.
Maybe?
Thank God.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, otherwise you could copy all sorts of stuff. All right, do you want to go first or second?
I would like to go first. I'm going to see if I can't accomplish something going first here.
Yeah. No, I think it's pretty hard to go second into Fate.
It's so fucked up that it's really the deck is just Fate, and it's like, that's a good card.
Yeah, I mean, the entire deck around it... Holy shit, dude. Oh, my God.
Oh.
I've gotten better luck in this series than I think I ever have in any series. Oh, shit. This is you, the Dictator of D.
What the fuck?
That was rude. I don't know. I just
That's
came to
fucked
my
up,
mind
dude.
and I
Why
said
would you
it.
say
I
that?
shoulda-
That's fucked up. You got a problem.
I should have filtered that one. I should've filtered that one. This card's so good, by the way. I was so excited when they revealed this.
I don't know.
I really like it.
I can like really go wide here. Go wide to prepare for the D. You know, I don't know,
What
is
does that
something?
mean? Peter Griffin here. MBT happens to be a bisexual, which means he likes the D.
Peter
There you go.
Griffin
That's
here.
the explanation.
Peter Griffin here. June was last month. Pack it up, Skittle
Yeah,
Squad. We're back to homophobic roulette. That's actually the next series. We're not doing
Does
GX.
Skittles still do the thing? I don't think so. It was so performative. Maybe they do still. Did they still do the thing where they make white Skittles for Pride Month?
The white power Skittles. No, I don't think they do that anymore.
What a ridiculous concept. Like,
okay.
oh my god.
Yeah, we'll do it like this. So I am going to normal summon Protector with the Eyes of Blue.
What card is that?
If Master Duel will let me.
Oh, yes, yes.
I will
The special
activate
from
its
Hand
effect
guy.
to summon a white Stone of
Okay.
Legend from the hand.
Okay.
Next, I will activate Dictator of D. We will pitch the Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon to summon Blue Eyes White Dragon from the graveyard. Rise!
This is pretty good.
Next, I will special summon the Azure Eyes White Dragon.
Oh, not even Spirit. Oh,
no, not even Spirit. And we'll go.
Well, I mean, not being able to be target. Okay, well, as I said that, I was like, that actually does. Yep. Got the stone. Got the. I mean, this is classic Blue Eyes right here.
And then Protector. Summon my other Blue Eyes.
Oh. Yeah.
Break my board,
Wait,
Zodiac.
did the egg not resolve?
No, it didn't.
Okay, that's so you drew both. Well, I guess you drew one and then okay. Well, that's pretty good.
Wait, why
that's
didn't I
not
get to
bad.
summon one back? My standby phase. I'm used to the
Your
good one.
standby phase only. Yeah, your standby phase only. So they can't be destroyed by. They can be destroyed by battle though. Okay, they can be destroyed by battle.
But good luck destroying them by battle, bitch. Oh.
It's a lot of attack points. It's you know, I'm not gonna say it's not. Let's grab the. See, the thing is, while you're playing this deck in Modern Yu-Gi-Oh, you realize that like it's actually kind of hard to go for Judgment and like keep up the advantage. Which I think is like kind of funny. But yeah, we'll do this. We'll do.
I
this.
actually I had Matt Bell on to talk about his new game yesterday, and I mentioned we were talking about Runic Fountain. So he was asking like if he thought Runic Fountain was any good. And I was like, it's kind of a callback to Judgment. He's like, yeah, I mean, so it's like a fixed Judgment. I'm like, oh no, Judgment's legal again. He was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I think it's at like 3. Like it just doesn't get played.
Yeah, yeah. I'm totally fucking this whole thing up, by the way. For
You'll
some
be fine.
reason. No, I kind of actually have. Well, I guess I can do this. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, okay. We'll go. I do have a way to play around it. I just don't like. I'm sure I have another way to get this. Okay, we'll just go Fate. Spanish. Take out the Dictator. Oh, I just did that wrong. Oh my god. I did that wrong. I was supposed to banish the Blue Eyes. This has just been. Oh my god. This. In my head. Like, I literally went through the process and I was like, oh, I can
A
just
duelist of
banish
your
Blue
caliber
Eyes.
doesn't deserve
The
to dictate my D.
Oh, wow. That actually just, like, loses me the game right here.
Homophobia is never okay, Doug.
Will power still trigger
If they die?
if I crash? Will power trigger if I crash?
Wow, that's a really good question, Doug. Maybe just try it out. Just see what happens.
I think it should.
Yeah, try it out.
I didn't find out. Guys, I literally lose the game.
Well, are you in a winning position otherwise?
That's fair. Okay, I equip it with Wonder Wand. Pretty cool, huh? I think this should work. It says battle, not graveyard. Yeah. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, okay.
It's like it places a condition on the card. So I figured it was fine. Okay, anyway, let's grab Tower now that I've like completely blundered this. It ended up not being a big blunder. It's just I would have had the blue boy on board and I would have done 1800 and the blue eyes would be banished. But other than those things, it went
yeah, then what are
as
those?
expected.
That's like nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty much nothing. Okay, we got that. We got this. I think we actually do grab the Eternity just to cycle a little bit here. Okay, main 2, we'll grab Eternity. Eternity, add back the secrets.
Yep.
Boy, that was really fun. Activate this.
Yep.
Set this and go ahead. Now, once you draw for turn, but before
I want to
you
see
enter
if you
the
think that this is going to
standby
work.
phase. Okay, until the end of the next turn. So that was my turn.
Yeah,
so stuff can be targeted.
It's viable.
All right,
Oh,
I activate Paleo.
fuck
You thought,
you.
only
stinky-ass
Fate was in
doo-doo
my
head.
deck. But actually, I have Trap Fate.
What the fuck is the card in hand? It's Secrets?
It is Secrets.
Fuck off, dude.
That is so good. Okay, yeah. That's unfortunate.
I was so in this. Fuck.
Yeah, no. It was
I feel like both
No, that's
games
what I
I've
was
been
saying,
one
like,
card away from in this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had Ultimate Fusion would have gone pretty hard right there, we'll say.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah. Maybe that's what your face down is. I don't fucking know. All right. Let's activate this one.
Yep.
Oh, you got something down there. You got something.
Oh, it's something.
It's
something.
Yeah. Let's have a little fun. Let's add Judgment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna normal summon Temperance of Prophecy.
God, I would kill for this to just be fucking trap hole.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
That's fair. That's understandable. Okay, this is gonna look a little weird because I actually need to do it. Yeah, I need to do it in this order. That's kind of funny. Okay, we'll go Spellbook of Master, reveal the Judgment, add Fate to hand. Add the Fate, and then we'll go Temperance, because, yeah, this card works kind of weirdly. Okay, we'll go Temperance. Special summoning none other than the World of Prophecy.
What the fuck is this card?
Oh
my
people
God.
are playing this a little bit.
Holy shit, this card's crazy.
Yeah. I had to do it this way. I guess I could Fate. Yeah, I mean, we'll go this. I had to do it this way because it adds 2 cards back, so I had to master the secret. Otherwise, I would have had to add the secret back. All right. Add a couple cards back. Activate the World of Prophecy. Oh, I do see. Okay, I do see how that happened. Reading again. Let's activate Judgment. Although, really, this doesn't... Oh, this is sloppy. Luckily, Spellbook players don't exist. Otherwise, they would be mad. They'd be very mad. I mean, I might as well... We have 2... No. Oh, God. I actually... This has just been a blunder. Just been an absolute blunder. I could have destroyed your one back row. If I lose this back row, that's on me.
Oh, you don't have 3.
Right. Yeah, I do not have 3 right now. And also, I added back
That's fine.
the same named cards, and World needs to reveal different names. But I was thinking in my head, like, oh, I can activate Fate on this turn plus next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fine. I mean, it's still, like, I'm still going to do it. I mean, some people might say if I was going to do this, then I might as well have done this before I attacked. But, you know... Okay, so yeah, it really mattered quite a bit that I fucked that up. This is actually like not game losing, but not good either.
Yeah,
Yikes.
I would imagine.
Yeah, that's
so. You
actually
do get to
really
add like
unfortunate.
9 off of judgment.
I actually think it's 1.
You know, that's
Right?
kind of 9. Okay.
All right, so this could have been destroy your board. Okay, I don't need to think about what could have been. The past is in the past. Hakuna Matata. Let's go.
I'm living in the future, so the present is my past. The present is present.
You know how it goes.
Kiss my ass. How? Okay, what can I search off this? Is there something I can search off this that resolves this outstanding board state? I think not.
Is True Light a very bad card? It's a bad card if it gets destroyed. If it doesn't get destroyed, it's a +1 every single turn, and the searching effect is crazy. I just wanted to give you a homie draw.
I thank you so much.
Does it ever not get destroyed? I mean, I didn't destroy it. So... I mean, I think you're just describing, like, yeah, the card isn't played in real Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes isn't played in real Yu-Gi-Oh! So, like, yeah, by real standards, True Light is pretty bad. But as a card, I think it's, like, okay. Yep. Luckily, you at least won't get pops. That's good.
Won't I?
And by doing this... Oh, interesting. That's not good for me. But I don't have any other spellbooks engraved, so I can't really stop it. Oh wow, this has been an absolute disaster.
Do I know your hand? It's Eternity and
It's Secrets Eternity, yeah.
So you do not have a spellcaster. You get 2 draws here.
At the moment. Secrets of Eternity. Yep. Secrets of Eternity was yeah. You know the rest.
It was a poo-poo doo-doo set, yeah. Do I even want to... I might not even want to pop monsters on field.
Oh, yeah?
Just like get in. Sure.
I will say that... Oh, that's kind of neat. I will say the funniest part about comment sections is, like, after I make a misplay and I point it out, the comment section is still like, do you know you made that misplay? And it's like, no, nope, I didn't know that. I mean, I said it in the video that I recognized it was a misplay, but you're totally right. I didn't realize it was a misplay. Okay, activate this. I'm not actually sure about that play because now I have 3 spellbooks engraved.
Oh, I see what you mean.
We'll try to grab this.
Do I know the set card is Fate? It is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe popping the monster would have been better. Okay. I mean, you still have plays here. Not gonna pretend like you don't. Yeah, I mean, that's a card that I have. What do we have? Okay, we got that. We'll go, taking a look here. Yeah, we'll go, I activate Secrets of Eternity.
Yep.
We'll grab our old pal, Spellbook of Fate.
Yep.
Okay, you do, yeah, I mean, maybe you have something more than the True Light. It's totally possible. Let's activate the Temperance.
Mm-hmm.
Going for, I mean, I think this is pretty funny, so if it's funny, I should do it. I mean, I think it's pretty good here, too. I summon, I didn't even really know what this card's effect did. Wheel of Prophecy. So, I can do
Oh my god,
that.
this card's crazy. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Whoa,
Like,
that's a problem.
and then I could even do this. That's kind of funny, although I only have 2. I mean, I might as well chain it just to see what the back row is.
That's fine.
Like, what?
That's
What
crazy.
a fucking card,
What a
dude.
card.
Although, did I just fuck up, actually? I don't know, maybe. 'Cause now I have both Fates engraved. Maybe I did fuck up. What a game this has been. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, I grabbed that. That doesn't really... Does that really accomplish anything? I mean, this is a once per turn, I'm pretty sure. You cannot special summon another level 5 or higher. Yeah, that doesn't really do anything. I got level 8 and a level 9. You're actually still very in this. I think I've messed up a little bit because I think the wheel... I think I should have shuffled back the Fate. I'm now realizing that. This is just, we grab the Eternity. Yeah, so the cool thing about Eternity is that we only have that one that's engraved.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I kind of have set myself up in a bad spot overall. Anyway, we're just gonna add tower, I guess.
Yeah.
And now I can't attack over the... This is not good. This is not going good.
I mean, I'm feeling okay about it.
Yeah, no, I think... Luckily, there's no Spellbook players. They don't exist.
That's true.
Right, so the Master can copy Eternity, but there's no cards that are banished right now, so it can't, do anything, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm just going to have to hope that this is good enough. And you know what? It just might be. Well, I could try to go for... I don't think this really does anything. I mean, I just reveal 3... No, I don't think it does anything. Okay, go ahead.
Do we know what the card in hand is? Is it unknown?
Or maybe I revealed it. Let me see here. I don't think... No, I don't think you know it. No, I drew it for turn, yeah. Well, that was certainly 2 of the turns of all time, I will say. And now I've given you... Well, at least if you set Ultimate Fusion, you can't activate it. That's good. Like, so bad. Oh my god.
What am I...
Like, every step of this game, too, has just been the wrong play, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of been rough out here. Reading.
I'm gonna do the set of Rooney.
Okay.
Oh.
We've gotten power. The thing about grabbing power is that he actually like no matter what order I do it, he still blocks an attack. So attack with wheel first. Like
That's insane.
Oxy kills the blue eyes. Well, no, because if you attack, yeah, I mean, I guess so. There. If you attack with, oh shit. Okay, yep. It's okay, chat. I got everything I need.
I only have the one.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Why? I'm sure you have some secret play for summoning that in attack mode that I'm just not seeing here. Let's activate Grand Spellbook Tower. Yeah, I think I should have, instead of throwing a bunch of cards in the graveyard, I think I should have put them all back in the deck with the wheel. I think that would have been better. Okay, let's activate Spellbook of Knowledge for the first time today.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, getting rid of, oh, you can get rid of this. I mean, that's not good, but you could. I'll discard Spellbook of... Okay. It's not bad. I guess I can go... yeah, I guess I can go Life. Target this guy. Okay, actually, I thought that was banishing it. Dude, I'm... Oh, boy. Okay, active... I hope it can summon the same name. It can. Thank God. I meant to do that, actually. All right, now he's level 6. So when I start Reaper turboing you, I can, go into something. Let's, yeah, I mean, let's go for the Gale.
There she is.
That's how we do it. There she is. Let's go for Gale effect. Banishing, okay, so I'm pretty sure banish this, and then that, and then, yeah. Let's banish secrets.
Uh-oh.
Targeting True Light. Take it out. See you later.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah. It's not great. The thing about True Light and Eternal Soul is that I really just think they don't need those effects. Like, I think they'd be perfectly fine without them. So that's certainly something. 52 on board, but you always have something tricky out there. So we're just gonna, just in case, we're gonna do this. We're gonna grab Eternity. We're gonna target secrets. Oh, you look like you got something down there.
You gonna go get Fate with that secrets? Is that what's happening?
I might.
All right,
I was thinking about it. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I chain.
Sure.
This guy that's been in the graveyard for 6 years. Oh my god. Yep, there's the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Yeah, I mean, we'll grab secrets. Something on res?
No.
Did you draw Blue Eyes Fusion? I don't know. Okay, well, we'll find out, I guess. Let's activate secrets.
Yep.
See, like, I could grab Power, but I'm sure Fate is like I think that's a pretty good card. I think that's been established at this point. All right, let's activate Fate. Hopefully you just don't have anything else. Let's go banish, and then banish. We'll do that properly this time.
You fool! My
Yeah,
Blue
it's
Eyes
like-
is the ultimate creature of destruction.
Okay, well, to be fair, even if I went for the power, I couldn't have run it over.
Power
this card's in your
was like a
grave.
victory condition for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Whelp.
I don't think I have a draw that does it, chat.
You never know. He set that with True Light. You knew about it. Well, maybe I was so focused on reading the spell books that I missed that. Okay. Well, isn't this going to be at like 5 million? Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, you really are drawing that blue eyes.
Oh no.
Yep. I mean, there she goes. I think we finally, actually, I don't currently have a play that does this.
You get 2
Okay, now
draws
I
to
do.
find one.
Now I do, yeah. What a silly card. What a silly little card. Put that back. Yeah, put this one back, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, yep, nope, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. I'll clean this up. Let's go secrets. Let's add this. Yeah, that was a pretty good top deck. At the end of the day, even if I misplayed 8 times in this duel,
you
that's
played
okay.
perfectly. You played perfectly. I don't think
Yeah,
I know
I
anyone who would disagree with that.
It's probably the best. I'm willing to say this is the best spellbook gameplay that's been posted on YouTube in the last 6 months, and I
that's
challenge
probably
anyone to say otherwise. Okay. Anyway, let's take that out. Let's take that out. Wait, I don't even have. No. All right. Let's draw into something with attack points.
Yeah.
That enough? It is. Okay, thank God.
Thank God.
All right. We got in there. Holy shit, I played bad. But that's okay. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. We take those. That's what we say about those. Oh my God, dude. I just want to fucking... Okay, let's play one more. Do you want to go for a second?
Yeah, here, give me a sec.
Yeah. You're good. Oh, man. Who knew that World had to reveal different cards? Like, what the hell? Yeah, misplay was calculated because we won. Exactly. And then the first game we had this blunder, or was that this game? That might have been this game.
It was a long game.
Who knew that World was a card? It was thought of as like an okay. It wasn't the most popular card, but I think it was played, and I think it was played a little bit more after Judgment got banned. I'm pretty sure people did try it as a way to like recycle cards. People tried it out.
Wait, did I leave the room?
Yeah.
Oops. Can you put me back in the room? Unless this works. Okay, there we go.
I think if you open the duel room, it keeps you in it for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Would you like to go first again?
Yeah, I think I would like to go first.
Okay. It's kind of like, do you try to put me on bricking?
Yeah, I think so. The problem here was that I didn't accessorize. Of course,
right.
I was always going to lose because I didn't have the right accessories on.
Gotta come prepared. Oh yeah, now we're in the domain of blue eyes.
This is like our best fucking hand yet.
Let's go. Let's go.
Here we go.
Okay, the Dictator of D. See, you knew accessorize, get better draws.
Literally true.
Holy, yeah, that's pretty good. I'm sure you can do something with the blue eyes that you had.
Wait, this is actually, now that I look at it, this is almost card for card the exact same hand as last game.
Leader Protector Egg. Yeah. You're not wrong. Except last time you drew one of the blue eyes.
Yeah, that's true. That's why it's a little better.
Azure. Okay. I mean, there you go. That's one of the boards of all time. Oh, man. You know what? Maybe the Spellbook deck is not bad. Maybe it's okay. Maybe Spellbooks are actually a good archetype. Let's activate Starhole.
Yep.
And then, you know, if I keep opening it, yeah, we'll go crescent. Revealing. Sure, that's kind of funny. We'll reveal that. We'll reveal that. We'll reveal this. Knowledge, judgment, and you know what? I'll be a little silly and I'll reveal another star hole. All right, that's fair. We got that. Okay, so let me just read real. Oh, that doesn't work, does it? How do any of these cards say prophecy on them? No. So I can't search spellbook monsters because none of these say spellbook on them. That's hilarious. Okay. Well, I guess I just have to know what the card does. That's fine. That's fine. Let's activate secrets. If there's one thing I have, it's spellbook or it's World of Prophecy memorized. That is definitely the thing that I am known best for. Let's grab. Is this greedy? 1, 2. I don't think that's greedy. Oh, right. Yeah, all the other ones are, they're prophecy. Yeah, but like same thing. Yeah, you can't, because none of the cards say prophecy on them, you can't search them in the card searcher. Summon Temperance.
Yep.
Activate Temperance.
Yep.
Tribute, and then this time, I mean, it still destroys. No, I mean, no, I don't think that's actually the play. It's probably this one. Okay. Let's summon the High Priestess herself. Now, Azure Eyes does not protect yet. Okay. Activate. Banish. I will try to hit the back row.
All right. It is Silver's Cry.
What do you think the Silver's Cry sounds like?
Probably something like.
Yeah. That's about right. All right. Well, that's fair. And then, okay, we can go. We'll go Master.
Uh-oh.
Or get the secrets. You know how it is. You know how
I know how it is.
We're gonna grab power with that. We're gonna go. I kind of want to just dig to see what we get here. So we're gonna go knowledge.
Yeah.
Discarding life. Draw 2. Perfect draws. Those are. I mean, I couldn't have asked for.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Azure Eyes can be destroyed by battle, but I can't. You're gonna direct the attack, so it doesn't actually matter. All right. What do you want to be destroyed?
I mean, I guess the blue eyes. Not that it matters.
What? Oh, I mean, you can exist on camera. Let's go power. Let's go 8.
Yep. You're getting the hang of this deck.
Yeah. I mean, these are the easy plays. These are the easy plays, right? These are the ones that are fine. Do I fate this preemptively? I mean, what are you really doing with a blue eyes? Like, this is going to be at 3,100. How would you out it? And then I won't have a fate on your turn. No, I don't think I need to stop the Azure. That's fine.
Okay.
We'll go end phase. We'll activate this.
JD for 9.
Yeah. Like, actually, this time. What do we even have in hand? Yeah. This and then this. All right. Let's just add a quick 4 cards to our hand, and then special summon Jaugen, which I haven't revealed yet.
Oh, did you have Jaugen the whole time?
No. Imagine. I will go for Justice, though, and then we can activate Justice.
Oh, that's cool.
No, that's fine. Oh, these ads are all terrible, though.
Me when I have every single card in my deck. Whoa, there's no more good cards in my deck.
I think there was. I have to discard. Oh shit! I think there was a world.
Yeah.
I think I could have. I should have faded in my end phase. Oh my god, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah. This is just the exhibition game. But yeah, I should have faded in the end phase. It's fine. Yeah, that's okay. It's fine, chat. It's okay. I didn't want to toggle on for the Azure, as I just said. I don't think he can out at 3100. But I should have faded in the end phase. Yes, I should have faded in the end phase.
I don't know. I really have no way to do anything.
Yeah. It's not bad.
It's not great.
Really? This seems really good. Am I crazy? Banish. Is this not good? This seems like I'm dead, potentially.
Well, the rest of my hand begs to differ.
What if I got rid of, yeah.
Yeah.
Successor
It's
Soul.
in the hand, of course.
Wow, you have drawn that so many times.
Well, no, I only have 2, and I added it off of.
Oh, with the egg,
Yeah, you got it. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
make
yeah.
you
That
do
was,
the. Oh.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Classic
Maybe I
structure deck
underestimated
shuffle.
this.
Yeah, I honestly, the spellbook deck is so much more powerful when you actually have access to all the cards. Also, you'll see my deck in a second here, but let me see yours first.
Yeah. I don't know if we pulled poorly. It seems like there's not really a lot in that pack that you want.
One Ultimate Fusion?
Yeah, but you know how it is.
You got 3 True Light, I guess. Yeah, this seems really bad.
Oh
You
my
didn't pull,
God,
like,
Doug!
anything.
This is a hell of a deck. What secrets?
Yes.
Is it rare?
Yeah, 3. Pulled 2 secrets. We pulled an extra fate.
so
We got a
you
couple
are.
funny things like
Okay,
Ferret
fuck
Flames
me.
to out Chaos Max. I mean, I couldn't have really asked for more. I can't even
This is
complain
a
about the
decent
Blue Boy
hand.
thing. Like, this deck looks borderline constructed. For spellbooks. It's
Well,
pretty
okay.
good.
I mean, it's got to happen sometimes.
Yeah, no, it happens. It happens. See you guys next weekend for the final structure deck shuffle.
Thank
before moving
God.
on to something a little more interesting. See you guys then. Boy, this has been. Thank you for putting up with this. This has been. Ooh.
It's
It's okay.
fine.
I think
It's been
honestly, I think it's humbling. This is what I said about character roulette, but little did I know. I think it's humbling to have a series that didn't do well. I think that's important to have every once in a while. Just keep me on my toes. See you later, man.
Bye. All right. Last thing that we're doing today is watching the Curry Bandits video. I know you all are excited to do it, me too. Let's make it happen. All right, new banger alert, We have Jaxel's The Infinite Forbidden, everything you need to know. And remember, folks, we are not watching the video here. We are going to the channel. We are liking the video. We are subscribing to the channel. And we are typing in the comments, I don't think these Fiendsmith cards are very good. Let's get Curry Bandits to 10K or else I'm really going to do it. Wouldn't be a Curry Bandits video without a very strange intro about some sort of shonen anime.
He is the strongest. Are you the strongest because you're Jaxel MS?
Yeah.
Or are you Jaxel MS because you're the strongest?
We got to get this kid into Evangelion or something.
This set blows the roof off the power level of the game with multiple new engines and staples that change everything about the
I
format.
can't keep doing the JJK
Possibilities are
intros.
infinite, and there's no going back.
What would be the funniest shonen anime we could get? What if Jackson was like so into My Hero Academia that it was like his whole life? That's, I think, the best outcome. One Piece? No. The way Jaxel talks about JJK is how you all talk about One Piece.
Fiendsmith Engraver is a level 6
Here
light
we go,
fiend that
baby.
can pitch itself from hand to search a Fiendsmith spell or trap.
Starting
can shuffle
strong.
a light fiend from graveyard back into the deck to summon itself from grave, and can pop a Fiendsmith equipped card you control and a monster on the field. Tracked searches any light fiend, then discards a card, and can banish itself from grave to fusion summon a Fiendsmith. Sanct summons a Fiendsmith token and can reset itself when a Fiendsmith is destroyed, and Fiendsmith in Paradise wipes the field save for one level 7 or higher light fiend.
Yeah,
you
can a
control,
mod pin
and
the
when your
link?
opponent special
Mods?
summons, you can banish it from grave to foolish
Mods?
or extra
I'll do
foolish
it.
a Fiendsmith.
These
Requiem
mods
is a
are
link 1 that
useless.
requires a light fiend, can quick effect tribute itself to summon a Fiendsmith from deck, and can equip itself
thank
from
you.
grave to a non-link light fiend. Sequence is a link 2 that requires a light fiend, can fusion summon a fiend by
That was
shuffling
me.
back the materials from grave, and can equip itself from graveyard to a non-link light fiend, giving it targeting protection. Lacrima is a fusion of 2 light fiends that docks your opponent's monsters by 6, either reborns or adds back a light fiend from grave or banished on summon, and when sent to the grave, shuffles back another light fiend from grave to deal 1200. And Fiendsmith Desiree is a fusion of Engraver and 2 other light fiends that can quick effect negate a number
And
of
he's
face-up
damn
cards on
good.
the field up to the link rating of links equipped to it, and when he's sent to the grave, can shuffle back another light fiend to send a card on the field to the graveyard. Alright, we're going to do this segment in 3 stages. We're going to talk about how neat these cards are for existing light fiend decks.
Okay.
Then we're going to discuss these cards in the context of the ever-expanding Fiend Link ecosphere. And then
Okay.
things are going to get real weird real quick. Let's enjoy talking about Fabled while it lasts. Almost goes without saying that Tracked is probably the best support card Fable has ever gotten, since it can search about half the cards in the deck and then immediately discard any card, even the one you just searched. So you can trigger things like Lurry, basically e-tellying a free body. But if a free body isn't what you need, there's also some pretty sick utility cards like Santa Claus, Archfiend Eccentric, or Curry Photon, which is seen play as a side deck card against Tenpai to make them unable to OTK. Also cool that the synergy with Light Fiend decks goes both ways, since any Light Fiend can become Requiem, who can summon an Engraver, and then make Sequence so that Lacrima can add Engraver back to hand to get the search for Tracked. From that point, you can summon back Engraver with his own effect, meaning you'll have 2 level 6 Fiends to make Wave King High Caesar, protecting the remainder of your combo from Nib and Bestials. Or you can
Cool.
make Beatrice, but we're still only on Chapter 1. You'll also have the materials in position at that point to use Tracked's Graveyard effect. We salute you, masterpiece of card design, Ground Xeno, to summon Desiree, so you'll even have a way to negate an Imperm if that's what you need. What other Light Fiend decks are there again? I guess Musket now has 2 Link 1s, and one of them even does something going first now. A Searcher for Caspar that's also a good way to trigger Caspar is at least a little big for them. After shuffling through your Evil Twins, you can link one of them into Requiem to extend a little further beyond Trouble Sunny Pass. Here's a couple decks that randomly have Light Fiends, all of which can either be accessed by
Red
Tracked
Mage.
or can be made into Requiem to pivot in the opposite direction. One of the weirder ones that saw play in the OCG was a Cybers Fiendsmith deck that would play Draconet to summon White Duston, or could use
Oh,
Formless
whoa,
Skipper
what was that?
revealing
Hold up. What was that?
Draconet to summon
If you're quiet enough, you can hear me sighing and shaking my head.
White Duston.
Editor's note. I am not even kidding when I say there's extremely credible evidence this list was made so it could be fraudulently reported as a 6-0 tournament winning list as part of a 3v3 team to induce a White Dust-On buyout that the store sponsoring the team could profit off of. The list actually went 4-2. The team went 6-0.
Or could use Formless Skipper, revealing Magical Musketeer Max, so you could make Max, search Parallel Exceed, then link off Max into Requiem to trigger Exceed. Moving on to the most obvious home for them, the Yubel Unchained Sacred Beast Mega Conglomerate benefits greatly from having this 3-of extender that can spam the field with fiends that isn't super dependent on your normal summon. With Engraver alone, you can search Tracked, summon Lurry, make Requiem to get the second copy of Engraver, and reborn the first copy so you can make Yama or Caesar early. If you're not afraid of Nib, you can go through Sequence there to do exactly the same thing and just have a free link 2 on board. In terms of accessing the Fiendsmith engine without drawing Engraver, there does happen to be exactly one Nightmare Throne target that's light, meaning you have a searchable Requiem material, but he sucks so much ass I'm not going to waste any more of your time on him. So to find a light fiend, you'll want to look to the extra deck. Now, there's not too many generic light fiends in the extra, but there is a generic link too. Moon of the Closed Heaven just requires 2 effect monsters, so all it takes to get to Requiem is to put 2 bodies on board. That's not full combo into anything on its own though, since all it'll do is summon Engraver from deck, so you'll need a 3rd body to link off into Sequence. Which means Dark Beckoning Beast is now even more valuable, since between himself, the extra normal of the second copy, you can search with Spirit Gates, and Spirit Gates Reborn, he makes 3 bodies on his own. And since you can use those 2 level 6s to make Beatrice and then link off into Muckraker, Beckoning Beast alone finally has a way to access your starters for your Yubel combo. Remember when I said it was going to get weird? Since any 3 monsters or a single copy of Engraver now gets you to Beatrice, Fiendsmith has essentially breached containment, especially after some players took notice of how you can follow up by linking Sequence and Beatrice into Promethean Princess, meaning you can mill Snake Eye Ash and then reborn it. And ladies and gentlemen, after 5 straight minutes of talking about these cards, I am excited to welcome you to the beginning of the segment about Fiendsmith. In the OCG, these cards have become a common engine in Snake Eye. In addition to just being more starters in hands that already have combo, you can use the Fiendsmith engine to bait Interruption by threatening to summon your Protector Negates, including forms of Interruption the deck never even had access to, like Caesar and Desiree. Engraver's removal effect can assist in breaking a board going second, Lacrima can deal 1200 damage for no particular reason, and Desiree can be linked off either on your own turn or with IP after using his negate to trigger his effect to send an opponent's card. Speaking of send, the Link monsters equipping themselves to Light Fiends for free makes them good sends for the effects of Ash, Oak, and Original. And if you want to make yourself really angry for no reason, turn off the League of Legends because I got your back on this one. Desiree can negate your own Promethean Princess after using her effect to break the Firelock and allow her to be made straight into an Apollo Usa. And if you thought Lacrima's burn effect was nothing but a fancy Game 3 win con, fuck you, you stupid piece of shit. One thing that started popping up at side decks
is so annoying.
Tears, which can banish itself from grave to set any normal trap from deck when burn damage is inflicted. No! Not again. Fuck off. Being able to detach Lacrima from Beatrice to send blue tears and immediately trigger it with the 1200 burn has made this a highly consistent option for finding floodgates like Dimensional Barrier and Black Goat.
Cool.
Hey, while we're on the subject of normal traps, let's talk briefly about Labyrinth. Not only does a consistent Beatrice line mean access to welcomes and rollbacks, and whatever you want to reset with Lovely, but a healthy infusion of light level 6s gives you the ability to make full power Chaos Angel. But don't worry, that interaction can't be used too generically. You need a Dark level 4 to use that. How many Dark level 4s could there be? But this, of course, is not even the smallest fragment of the tip of the iceberg here. This is not even the foreskin of the iceberg. With how generic Closed Heaven is and how lucrative and malleable the payoff can be, it's all but guaranteed this engine will keep popping up in as many places as there are Beatrice targets.
Cool. I love Jaxel's Marvel branded chair. I wonder what it's from.
That paragraph was 2 pages long. Oh my god. Let's do a fun one to cool off. Yeah, this Exodia shit should be easy. Millennium Ankh lets you show 5 Forbidden 1 monsters from wherever the hell you want, summon the unstoppable Exodia Incarnate from extra, then every monster card you control has to fuck off except this laundry list of Exodia's roommates that includes Sengenjin because we're still feeling the consequences of the What is an Archfiend article to this day, and then locks you from summoning for the rest of the turn, and then it goes back to the deck instead of the graveyard. These 3 all place themselves from the hand to the back row for free, and then can either pay 2,000 life points or reveal Millennium Ankh to summon themselves, and then search something. So to summarize, you can pay 2k to summon a really large object, or reveal a mill in hand just to live in the projects. Sengenjin summons itself, then searches another Millennium monster as protection from monster effects. Golem summons itself, then searches Wedju Temple and protects Ankh from being negated. And Shield summons itself, then searches the Ankh itself, and is protected from spell trap effects. Fiend, Reflection, and Maiden are illusions, that place themselves in the back row but only come out when your opponent activates a card or effect. Maiden protects your level 5 or higher illusion or spellcaster monsters from being targeted, and Reflection gains life points. Wedju Temple can place any monster from hand in the back row, then place a Millennium monster from deck in the back row as well. And if a Millennium is destroyed, you can crystallize it. The unstoppable Exodia Incarnate is a fusion of 5 Forbidden 1 monsters that can't be destroyed by card effects, gains attack equal to your life each time it battles, can negate a spell or trap once per turn, and during the end phase sets 1 Obliterate or Exod spell trap from deck. Also, you lose 1,000 during your standby phase. Obliterate Blaze bestows 2 effects to a level 10 or higher Exodia monster. Pay half your life to Calamity yourself, then Heavy Storm, then equip all 5 special cards from hand or deck, each giving him 2k. And Piercing, that's the other one, he also gets Piercing. And Exod Fires of Rage wipes your opponent's board if you control a level 10 or higher Exodia, and can banish itself from grave to search a Forbidden One, or shuffle up to 5 back into the deck. Honestly, not a bad start for a new strategy. Resolving Ankh gets you to a spell trap negate and either a board wipe or obliterates once per turn bounce, and that's just by the end of turn 1. Unstoppable will keep setting your traps every end phase, and on turn 3 you're free to summon another Unstoppable to double the amount of spell negates and back row searches each turn. And resolving Ankh is easy enough, since Shield can search it, and Sengenjin, Golem, and Temple can all get you to Shield, meaning you can play up to 16 ways to Incarnate. But that's kinda all the deck does, and all it can do, because Ankh punishes you for trying to end on anything else. Your 3 main dudes all summoning themselves for functionally free as long as you have enough rupees means you could easily make like an IP or something to back up your board, but it won't survive survive the Pharaoh's curse, so no point even trying. Instead, your only other options for things to do on your opponent's turn are summon Maiden to get targeting protection, summon Reflection to try and get back the ridiculous amount of life you paid to build your board, or try to open a respectable amount of hand traps in a deck playing 5 special bricks. To me at least, it feels like this deck could use one more piece of support to really be respectable as a standalone strategy, and the absolutely massive restriction kills any chance of it being played as more of an engine.
Well.
Except actually what has happened is that some format warping jackwagons looking for a way to summon 3 effect monsters found that if you summon Sengenjin and search Golem, summon Golem and search Temple, then use Temple to summon the shield, you can put 3 bodies on board
And
with
we're
just one
back.
copy of Sengenjin, a monster from hand to sacrifice to Temple, and the lion's share of your health bar all before the fucking normal summon. In the OCG, this also mattered for Curious because they're all Earths with different types, but who cares about that old band fuck when you could just do Fiendsmith combo. Even if you're not in need of Requiem right now specifically, they're just remarkably free extenders. Both Temple and the random stooge has to stick in the back row or face-up cards in the field, so you can sack them for your Snake Eye effects. Golem's even a level 6, so he can contribute to your Beatrice lines. Seeing it become this comically easy to summon 3 bodies for free without locking yourself or playing a shitty number of bricks can only make me think of one thing. Why couldn't they be level 4, huh?
He's going in on that water. Jesus. Man is hydrated.
That was supposed to be the fucking break. Jesus Christ. Give me a real shitter this time.
Put your clothes away.
Fucking gimmick puppets. Gimmick puppet little
Oh,
soldiers
no.
mills
I know where this is
for
going.
cost on summon to copy its level, and can banish itself from grave to raise the levels of up to 2 puppets you control by 4. Rouge Doll can reveal a puppet exceeds from extra to summon herself and a puppet from deck with a level equal to that monster's rank, and if she's sent to the
This deck
graveyard,
is
you can add her
so
back to hand,
tight.
but both effects lock you from the extra,
I'm
except
a
gimmick
fucking
puppets per
sicko. I
turn.
love
Cattle
this deck.
Scream summons itself from hand or graveyard by detaching a material from an Xyz you
What do you guys
control,
think the
and if
Cattle
it's attached
Scream
to a
sounds
gimmick
like?
puppet Xyz,
Probably
grants
something
it
like
the
this.
ability to summon a monster from your opponent's grave to their field.
What about this?
Fantasix Machinix can detach a material to search a rank up magic and give you an extra normal of a machine this turn, and if you summon a gimmick puppet Xyz, can summon itself from the graveyard to either field and add a rank up magic back to hand. And CXYZ. God damn, when was the last time we got a CXYZ? Must have been like while Zexal was airing. CXYZ Gimmick Puppet Fanatics Machinix searches a puppet trap on summon, can detach a material to summon a monster from either graveyard to your opponent's field.
And this?
And if a monster is summoned to your opponent's field, you can pop it and burn them equal to half its original attack. Mansion of the Dreadful Dolls adds a gimmick puppet monster on activation, makes your gimmick puppets unable to die by battle and unaffected by monster effects except Xyz monsters, and can detach a material from one of your Xyz monsters to summon a gimmick puppet from your graveyard to your opponent's field.
What about?
Finally, Service Puppet Play can steal monsters your opponent controls up to the number of
Why
gimmick
is
puppet Xyz you
Antidote
control,
Nurse on
and can
this
banish itself from
card?
graveyard while you control a gimmick puppet Xyz to summon an Xyz monster from either graveyard to either field.
On this?
Alright, so first things first, despite like 5 effects that summon to your opponent's field, not a single card here has the capacity to give your opponent Nightmare on their turn. I mean, I guess you can do it on your own turn to blank shit like Nibiru and Bestials, but you're already protected from Nib if you draw the field spell and they can just chain the Bestial. But anyway, rather than the Floodgate.
First off, thank you, God, for that.
Stun and identity many have come to associate Gimmick Puppet with thanks to Branded. This version of Gimmick Puppet plans to win in a much more fair and interesting way. FTKing. Between Fanatics, Darkstrings, Giant Grinder, and Giant Hunter, there's enough ways to inflict massive damage to your opponent as long as you can force them to control enough big monsters. And between the Field Spell and Fanatics, you can make your opponent control the obnoxiously large Darkstrings enough time to burn them based on its stats at least twice. With Darkstrings popping your own Fanatics and Grinder and Fanatics popping Darkstrings twice, you can do a combined total of a shockingly convenient 8,050 damage. And getting to that point isn't too difficult, with the Field Spell doing it as a 1-card combo. A lot of that is thanks to Rouge Doll on Martha for anything in the archetype that can be searched by proxy with any of your foolish burial effects like Scissor Arms, Condolence Puppet, and Little Soldiers. And Little Soldiers being a normal summon that can mill any of your level 8s for cost, and in doing so become a valid material for your rank 8s means he's not only a way to get to Rouge Doll and therefore a 2nd and 3rd level 8 on board, but also to extenders like Dreary
The
Doll
most
and Cattle
ashed
Scream if you've
card
got Rouge in
alive.
hand
Literally
already.
true.
Fantasix is a fantastic combo piece, getting you to Argent Chaos Force and recurring it an additional time so you can run through it thrice over the course of your turn. Giving you an extra normal and reborning itself gives you even more field swarming potential, and being able to give it to your opponent instead gives you one more way to force them to control a monster, though its stats won't give you much damage. In terms of protecting your combo, Bisque Doll can give you targeting protection, and Cringe-ass Nene Baby will make all your monster effects unrespondable, but the biggest barrier to your opponent disrupting you is of course the field spell, which takes notes from Tenpai by just making your whole board towers on top of being a 1-card full combo. The
Sort
good
of
news is the
towers.
deck is still extremely interruptible. I guess I should be saying bad news, but fuck you, I'll shift around perspectives as much as I want. Rouge Doll's effect in hand is prime ash bait. There's plenty of space for Bistials and Crow to fuck
I
you
love
up.
what Jaxel does. During the editing process, Jaxel will be like, "Oh, the rest of this segment is from the perspective of the gimmick puppet player. So the line shouldn't actually be good news. It should be bad news here. And then he looks at the sentence and he goes, what if instead of changing the one word, good to bad, I just add like another sentence afterwards where I'm like, fuck you. It's great.
Term still works just fine under the field spell. Even Nibiru can clear out the puppets your opponent gives you so their burn effects fizzle. So yeah, a lot can go wrong, but there are still a few things you can do if your FTK fails. Getting to Fanatics lets you end on both a pop and a multi-steal, so it's not as though you're just passing on nothing. Since Dark String's effect is mandatory on special summon, giving it to your opponent just once turns on Talons and Thrust so you can hand rip, try to draw more hand traps, or grab something like a side-decked barrier to survive to turn 3. Also, since Fantasix can search any rank-up magic, another option is to search Launch so that on your opponent's turn, after you no longer need Fanatics, you can turn it into Varudras. There's also, of course, the Horus engine, a bunch of rank 8 enablers that can assist you in making your Volcasaurus wannabes for the FTK.
This motherfucker thinks that's during the editing process. That's just the very next thought I had after writing that sentence.
Another great part of Horus is that gives you a couple extra ways to find Mansion. The free draw.
My man is not editing.
To play wall, make set rotation.
This video is a stream of consciousness.
And turning off Imperm, the last hand trap that can hit your monsters on field. Oh, also, if you use little soldiers on 2 level 8 puppets, you can hard make
in many ways, Jaxel is the Pale King. This is a nice ass kitchen. What the fuck? This is an incredibly nice kitchen.
I give up. Dark Magician, the Dark Magician of Black Magical Dark Magicianness, is treated as Dark Magician on field, summons himself if you control Shining Sark, and when he's destroyed while a high-level monster is on the field,
Chat,
you
you
come
too
back
can
instead of
afford
Dark
this house
Magician
if you
reference
make
from deck.
everyone
Dark Magic Mirror
everything
Force
you need
took
to know
about 30
videos.
seconds for me to read, and unfortunately due to the laws that govern the linear passage of time, I will never be getting those 30 seconds back. This card's actually kind of neat for Shining Sark, giving them an extra little thing you can do on top of their existing lines.
I love that
By
they
using
keep
Gandora
trickling
turn 1 to
out
pop
Shining
Magician
Sark
and
shit.
Silent, you can trigger it to come back from Banished and set either Destined Rivals for a wide Imperm, or Secrets of Dark Magic so you can fuse Magician
A
and
wide
Gandora on your
Imperm.
opponent's turn into Dragoon. That's cool and all, but doesn't honestly change much about how the deck functions on a basic level because your 1-card combos don't have the search power to get to both Gandora and Magician. I think 2-card combos get a bad rap for the most part, especially in a deck like this where it's not draw these 2 specific cards, but more like draw pretty much any 2 cards from the deck you're playing. It's really strange this deck seems to be progressing at a pace of 1 interruption per card. Your 1-card combos end on 1 negate, 2-card combo is 2 negates. You're gonna lose your shit when I tell you what the 3-card combos do. I don't know what they're doing here, because this is just not modern deck design. Drytron U2 can summon itself from the hand or graveyard if you control a Drytron card, and searches a Drytron monster on summon, but both effects lock you to only ritual summoning machines this turn. Drytron Meteona's D-A. Draco Nids protects your other Drytrons.
Wow,
Card effects
that's a
can negate
stretch.
a monster effect twice per turn by banishing Drytron monsters from your grave with equal
These
or
are
greater
these
attack.
are really
When your
hard.
opponent
I'm
destroys
interested
it,
for
it
this part
floods
because
into a ritual
okay,
monster.
here's why I'm interested in this part. Many top players are taking this deck seriously is the first reason, and the second reason is I don't actually know if new is good or not.
With 4,000 attacks.
So
and
many
Meteoroa
people on Twitter
Drytrons
told me
is
it was
continuous
bad, and I
crafting add
think
back 2 banished Drytrons
it's
when
just
one gets
different.
banished by
I think
triggering
it's just
one from
different.
Field, and can reveal Meteonis in hand to ritual summon a machine, Memphis Dry Rub style. These cards move Drytron in a new direction, as new 2 gives you a spectacular consistency boost, but at a steep cost. Since it summons itself without a tribute and then goes +1, it's a lot more resource efficient than most Drytrons. Because it can come back from the graveyard, it makes a great tribute for your Drytrons, and being able to search any Drytron makes it much easier to access the God combo Alpha Zeta without burning your Mu Beta Mill. It also gives you another way to find Ursatron, your only means of searching
forgetting
Drytron
Ursatron
back
came
row,
out.
meaning you'll have much more consistent access to Fafnir and Nova. And of course, because Nova can summon new 2 who can then search Alpha, the deck finally has some 1-card lines instead of always needing a name and something to tribute. So there's numerous upsides to new 2, but so too is there a downside as it locks you out of ritual summoning most of the usual suspects of Drytron's end board, and instead incentivizes you to play Drytron's own rituals that comprise a majority of the machine rituals in the game. For what it's worth, Batos Buster is a machine too, so you're not
Love
losing
Batos
access to
Buster,
that
one of my
engine for an
favorites.
easy spell trap negate, and of course the Drytron rituals are quite strong build-arounds. Sure, DA Draconids takes 3 Drytrons to equal the record-breaking attack stat for his ritual summon, but the payoff is a soft twice per turn Crystal Wing, and if he's ever killed, he can float into an old Draconids who can ding 2 cards. With Meteoroa up, you can even exploit that soft twice per turn by tributing off DA to add back 2 of the names you banished with him, then revealing Meteonis in hand to tribute those 2 and a secret third thing to bring back DA and use him again. What's more, this newfound desire to end on machine rituals more often
This
makes
card
the
has an
beta
effect,
spell
yes.
trap negate a more important piece of disruption. On top of all that, it's not like your extra deck locked in any way. and summon whatever the fuck you want out of there. I'd say maybe the one thing you really miss out on is being able to summon Ben 10 to get one more activation out of her, or make Beatrice, and I guess it's hard to give up a win con that skips to the punch so hard as Black Chaos Max. So is this new win con necessarily better than the existing one that misses out on the consistency of Mewtwo? I don't know. So is this new win con necessarily better
It's the
than
same
the
thing!
existing one that misses out on the consistency of Mewtwo? I think so. It's not like big stupid floodgates are out of the question, since you could still save the normal for vanities ruler, and you obviously still play Ben 10 and maybe even still summon it every now and then in weird looking hands that don't include Mewtwo. Tenpai Dragon Genroku summons itself as a tuner when it's added to hand, then can gain a level. And as a quick effect, contributes itself
the
to
same
summon another
thing.
Tenpai from
He was
deck,
like,
but lock
rather
the dragon.
than just
Dora
make
Dora
the edit.
serves as a level 4 low fire dragon on normal,
edit
and
will
can check
become
the
the
top
important
card for a fire
part.
dragon, and gain 1,000 for each Dora Dora you control if you hit.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it.
And Sangen Kaiho is a trap you can activate if you can only control fire dragons and your opponent controls more monsters than you. To make it end of main, and 3 more attacks have been declared this turn, you can bash it from
That's a
grave
me.
to draw a card, then barf all the Tenpais out of your hand. Dora and Genroku are good consistency boosters for Tenpai, both giving you yet still more ways to get to Pydra and Chundra. Genroku can be searched with Summon in Kaimen and Dora, and then tag into Pydra or straight into Chundra to get your OTK going. You can even use Magnemite to get to it as early as your opponent's end phase, and tag into Pydra to get an early search. Dora Dora has exactly the same search targets as Kaimen, and nothing out of the ordinary really stood out there, so he's really just another normal summon that does full combo. Not even an interesting level or anything, just another non-tuner 3. Genroku, on the other hand, can be a tuner 3, and thus opens up potential to make 6s like Malong, and maybe even 9s like Trishula. It's also worth noting that since it can tag out on declaration of its own attack, it can artificially inflate the attack count on the turn if you really need it. Seeing how the number to hit on all your cards that care is 3, I don't know if it's really going to be the difference maker. Jumping over to Kaiho, it's really strange. Seems like an attempt to force more of a direct going first plan on Tenpai by giving them a way to force your opponent to go to the battle phase where they can work their magic. By normaling Pydra, you can set Kaiho from deck, and as soon as your opponent controls 2 monsters, you can force them into battle, and then they just go straight to main phase 2. So to actually do anything cool, you need to have an additional Kaimen or summoning or something, so you can attempt to get at least 2 Tenpais on board during your opponent's battle phase to start doing some synchro plays. And you can, of course, still convert those 2 into seals for the bounce, since it'll float into Fadra. When that happens, if your opponent still has 2 bodies on board, you can chain Kaiho to Fadra to end the main phase before you control too many monsters to activate it. Or if you use Fadra on Genroku, you can hold Kaiho and use the window after Genroku tributes itself to use Kaiho. The payoff from that point is either Black Rose to make everything your opponent has put on board so far fuck off, or by going through Biden Dragion, you can make Transcendent, which will kill all your opponent's monsters with less attack than it in battle. If your opponent has 3 monsters with less than 300 attack, that's lights out, so the dream of OTK in your opponent's turn is kind of possible, but more realistically, this is just a fancy Raigeki. The strongest application, of course, is if your opponent does not have another main phase to fall back on. Against Runic, this card is like 15 9/11s. If your opponent thought they were safe forcing out seals by normal summoning and going to battle, they're in for a rude.
We are now in minute 2 of the Tenpai trap, and we have breached the October 7th references.
Awakening when they try to combo off in main phase 2. Kinda hard to say where this fits in Tenpai right now. Probably not worth maining because it's almost always useless game 1, and probably not even the best searchable one of decide in for going first. The graveyard effect is probably a Mahjong reference or something.
I don't really care.
Madolche Dessert bounces 2 monsters, including Madolche you control, then summons the Madolche from hand.
The Dolce
extra
stuff
with
is
attack less
fine,
than
but doesn't catapult the deck to
If Madolche
playability.
card returns from the grave to the deck, you can attach Dessert from grave to an Xyz monster you control. Madolche Mini Meowcaroons is a Link 3 beast that searches any Madolche card on summon and can target a monster in graveyard to shuffle into the deck to summon a Madolche monster from hand, but lock you to Madolche effects for the turn. Madolche Queen Tiara Frez can rank up on top of Tiramisu, and it's just... I'm sorry, I can't. It's tiramisu.
It's just quick tiramisu.
As a quick effect.
It is just quick tiramisu.
Oh my lord. Patch notes. Tiramisu is now a quick effect. I haven't stopped laughing about this since the first time I read the card. Oh my god. Good news if you're taking a vacation to Italy. You can now activate Tiramisu even if your train leaves in 20 minutes. Okay, I'm back. I'm locked in.
Will of the Council reference, folks.
It's opponent's turn only, so you can't just use Tiramisu. then rank it up to clear twice as much of your opponent's board. But it's nothing short of incredible that Konami recognized that the non-targeting double shuffle that's aged like fine wine into modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Could only rock any harder if it was an interruption. As a whole, the support kind of streamlines a lot of the key points of Madolche's setups and gives them a bit more of a ceiling to work towards. Meowcarun can get you any Madolche from deck and immediately summon it with its second effect, including Messengelato, who will trigger because Meowcarun is a beast. Which also means that drawing Messengelato isn't quite as bad anymore. You can also search Mageline to make use of the extra normal from Salon, and then search Messengelato with her, so you'll get to search one of the traps, except actually I tricked you, it's 2 of the traps because Salon triggers there too, and then make a rank 4. Now Tiara and Glass Souffle are good options for that, but of course the only Madolche that locks you to Madolches is petting, so if you can get to Meowcarun who only effect locks you without going through her, you still have generic options like Baguska. In the OCG, this has breathed new life into Madolche's old partnership with MX Saber Invoker, since all it takes is an extra body to make Meow.
I feel like we
Meow's
do.
material line means for us in the States is that Vernisylves can be a bit more helpful in building the board, since there's finally a Madolche extra deck monster that they can be used as material for. Misting Seedlings can even set up the full end board on its
Quacky
own with
Ducky.
just a monster to discard. Not bad for old Quack Silverman, and Desert is a cool new option to use alongside Promenade
Another
that's
reach.
not only a quick bounce, but also provided you target 2 monsters with at least some attack, can drop Glass Souffle on the board, and then immediately get to trigger its effect since it hits the board just in time to see Desert go to the grave, giving you a grave disruption and or decent follow-up. Thanks to Madolche's downright silly number of cards that summon from deck, the deck has quite a few 1-card combos to at the very least end on Tiara and a trap. Can't wait for the next patch when they forcibly make Chicklets playable. Dark End Evaporation Dragon and Light End Sublimation Dragon can summon themselves.
Oh, I'm actually... What the fuck do you even say about these outside of their in-branded sometimes? That's the one take that's going up today, and it's just like, I was having trouble filling a minute.
By banishing a level 8 dragon from extra, but lock you to dragons, and on field they're poly. They also each do a slightly nerfed version of the original End Dragon effects, but Dark End can't do it on the same turn that he fuses. Okay. Night Arm Dragon summons itself when you summon a high-level dragon and can make its level and attribute the same as one of your banished dragons, and when sent to the graveyard, it can give a dragon you control 1,000 attack at spell speed 4. Alright, sure. Dragon's Light and Darkness either shuffles back a level 8 dragon,
it's for the fusion.
attribute, gives a dragon you control 200
'Cause the
times
fusion
its
is
level,
lad.
or negates an effect that targets a dragon you control. And Light and Darkness Dragon Lord sends shivers down your spine, is a fusion of a level 8 Light and Dark dragon, is treated as both light and dark on the field, once per chain mandatorily cuts its attack by 1,000 to negate a card, and when your opponent destroys it, you can reborn a dragon. I've been studying card design for around 2 years now. I've seen some of the strangest shit you could believe get printed, and found that it makes a lot more sense once you get the full picture of what Konami was going for. With all that being said, what the hell are these? This isn't a deck. Not an engine either, I don't think. Try something for me real quick. Open EDO Pro and try to type in any string of text that even vaguely narrows it down to these 5 cards.
It's times like this that I think Jaxel actually just has a camera right up there pointed directly at my head. Because I spent like 15 minutes yesterday doing exactly this. I was like, sublimation? Dragon Lord? There's not one. There isn't.
There isn't one. And yet somehow the design of these cards is also horrendously unimaginative. These two are the same card. I just can't even imagine why you'd ever play both instead of, I don't know, playing one of them in a deck that has a good level 8 dragon of the opposite attribute. This thing's function seems to be so you can swap between them, but fucking why? It's the same case. Do the same thing. Night Armed is meant to split the difference so you can draw either End Dragon and still make Lord, but he's not searchable, not even by this also unsearchable card. You can summon it with Armed Dragon Flash, but what the fuck am I even talking about? Oh, also his effect to give Lord an extra negate is spell speed 4, because if it wasn't, Lord would just negate it, because it's still mandatory.
Okay,
Let's talk about
we did
Lord
get
for
there.
a second. This is Lad, but worse. It's got 3 negates instead of
it's an
5.
Omni.
The upside then, I guess, is that you can actually summon it, because it's in the extra deck instead of needing to be tribute summoned, but I mean, I don't know what to say. I just feel like I expect a little more thought
At least
put
his
into modern
legs are
card
yoked.
design than side grading off a 17-year-old card. It works exactly the same, feels exactly the same to play with. The only thing new is that you can summon it without being Tim himself. Except actually you can't summon it because fusion monsters are bad. The only deck that's really trying it out is Branded, who can fuse like Albion and Lubellion.
I mean, it's gonna be
but
Branded
not with
once
either
they
their own effects, 'cause they
fucking
can only
stop
summon level
gimmick
8 or
puppet
lower
locking.
fusion monsters. Dark End is being used as a Dragon Link extender. Every day until I die. Cosmo Queen, the Queen of Prayer,
just as
can
a
summon
guy?
itself when a field spell is activated and can either pop a field spell you control or negate a field spell your opponent controls to search a field spell.
It's just AFD. Oh.
Stop printing AFD! I am tired of seeing it! Oh my fucking God. Every 2 months they have to be like, oh, this card gets searched. Dragon Ravine, Necro Valley, something, ABC. Just shut up! Just shut up already! Fuck!
They want me to play
Ragnarok,
field
a
spell
wicked
control.
butterfly, can pitch itself to summon a rip from hand, and if it's banished from the hand or grave, you can draw a card during the end phase for each of the rip types you control. Ragnarok, as a Selene Snapper, can banish up to 2 monsters from grave to pop the same number of opponents' back row, and can bottom a rip you control to summon itself from grave. Not exactly what Ragnarok needed. Butterfly is kind of the weakest extender of the bunch, but the
I
Super
honestly did not know there were
Rejuvenation effect is kind of a
Ragnarok
cool
cards in
payoff
this
for
set.
playing a
I'm gonna
deck that'll
be
let
real
you
with
summon
you.
the full squad. To trigger it, you have Mantis Monk's effect for an easy turn 1 banish. Selene Snapper can do that too, but he's kind of weird. An archetype back row removal is cool, but like, that's all he does. Feels kind of hard justifying a slot for ignition speed back row removal that you need to already be able to make a link 3 to get to. Ragnarok is in a weird spot where it just doesn't feel like their fault that they're bad. It's just that every deck that needs them is too bad for them to fix the problem. The only place they've seen any success so far is in Plant Link, and that deck certainly is not playing either of these cards. Meanwhile, any deck that might isn't suddenly topping YCSs with them. Memento Cleanse Sleepy can quick effect summon itself if one of your monsters
love his
is
name is
destroyed this
Sleepy.
turn. Fusion summons a Memento on summon, and when it's destroyed, can
Like
mill a
a
Memento
sheep
card.
that's
Memento
sleepy.
Miglan
Sleepy.
Techniplica Creation King is an illusion fusion of 3 Mementos that can mill 3 Memento cards on summon, can quick effect pop an equal number
This
of
deck
Mementos
is really
you control
scary.
and cards
I think
your
that people are
opponent
really
controls.
sleeping
It can
on
banish
this
itself
deck.
from grave to search the
Someone
field
in the
spell. These
circle's
cards
tinkering with it,
massively
and it's
improve
just
Mementos'
like,
consistency
it's
and more
shockingly
importantly, their
strong.
resilience to
Although it
interruption.
does
Sleepy
play a
gives
little
you
series
second
of
wave fusion
cards
summon
you
that
may
still
have
works
heard
on
of.
both players' turns, giving you more ways to make Twin
This
Dragon. And then you
Fiendsmith
can
shit
serve the
sucks,
Miracle
I am
Contact
out.
effective
Do not
fusion
agree
for the
with
more
that at all.
expensive Creation King. Being a level 3 means you can mill it with Tatsu alongside your 2 level 1s, a slot that would normally be filled with just an extra Anguish, or you can mill it with Gaddock to immediately get it to hand. And of course, having a float effect when it's destroyed, something weirdly uncommon amongst this group, means you get even more value than usual off your popping effects. But if you want to talk about milling, Creation King is on another level. Milling 3 cards on summon lets you set up multiple steps of your combo all at once. Getting Creation in grave, setting up names you haven't used yet to reborn, loading your traps in the grave for the field to reset, cycling through Gaddock, or even milling another copy of itself so you can search the field spell. A direct line to Miglan also frees up some of your other searches like Fusion to instead grab Cranium Burst or Bone Party. It goes without saying that the wide DPE is an incredible new piece of interruption that also helps break boards going second, but that shouldn't make you feel as though you can't link it off or pop it somewhere during your combo because there's multiple ways to bring it back from the grave on your opponent's turn or make another one. Popping it while you have Miglan up will give you the widest range of things to reborn with the field, so that's often the optimal line of play rather than leaving it on board. This all adds a lot of malleability to your 1-card combos, letting you end on bigger boards uninterrupted while still having a decent floor to fall back on. There's also some stuff you can do with the Chimera fusions, since you have a couple beasts, a couple fiends, and even an illusion now. And of course, because it's a deck that includes monster cards, you can add Fiendsmiths. Valmonica Creation is a continuous trap that gives your Valmonica links 1200
Oh yeah, new
while there's 6
Valmonica
or more
shit.
resonance counters on your field, can link summon a Valmonica when your opponent special summons, and when it's sent from the hand or field to the graveyard,
You all
place
are okay if I
resonance
piss
counters
during
on a
this
scale
one, right?
Until it has 3. And Verar Valmonican Concord is a link 2 that needs to use a Valmonica link, is unaffected by non-Valmonica cards while there are 6 or more resonance counters on your field, can attack an additional time for each level 4 Valmonica monster you control, and can negate a summon by removing 3 resonance counters. This feels a bit like not what Valmonica needed. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty cool. A towers that can negate the summon of whatever is going to threaten it is a good payoff, a good place to put a summon negate if nothing else. And even though to summon it, you have to either somehow make Duralame turn 1 or link off your Zebufera, which can only be summoned once per turn. If you get end on Creation, you can leave up Zebufera, use its effect for interruption, then quick link it off. And Creation also helps you trigger the field spell by instantly setting one of your scales to 3 counters. This means going second, you can leave the field, search a pen, then use it, pitching Creation to set scales, put 3 counters on Angelo, trigger the field to take an opponent's monster, and immediately link it off for Duralame to pop 3. During your opponent's turn, you can trigger it with things like Droplet or Super Poly, but in Archetype, you can use Followed Rhythm's Dust Tornado effect that in a lot of matchups would just go to
miss
waste when
that
you
this
want a
deck
bounce
is
monster.
playable now?
Now you can essentially convert that into a second monster interaction by triggering your Steel effect. The reason I say that this isn't what they needed is because the problem with the deck remains that there aren't 1-card combos.
There
Even
it
with
is.
the deck's heavy synergy with Fiendsmith being probably one of the more relevant decks to have an in-archetype light Fiend, all your lines still need a way to Scales and a way to Celta. Many cards can do either, but there's still not really anything that can do both. Centurion Atri is a level 4 Dark Tuner that can pop out of the
There's
back row. He
Centurions
uses a
in this
non-tuner
deck?
for a
Or in
synchro
this
summon.
format?
On summon, if you have a Centurion card and an Emblema card engraved, can draw a card. Emblema Salvation can banish a Centurion monster from your back row and a card your opponent controls, and it waking the dragons into placing 2
God,
Centurions
Centurion,
in
the
the back row
most
from anywhere.
sauceless deck
Odd.
ever conceived.
Oh yeah, just odd. Because of Atri, Emblema is now an archetype, but not in like a cool way, more in like a liability kind of way. Salvation is quick play removal, so it's good going first and second, but still isn't searchable, so it kind of feels like they just wanted to print a second emblema so that Atri doesn't look so much like a crapshoot. Atri's alright. If you open Oath in addition to another starter, you can fire it to get to Atri, who will then be live to draw a card since Oath is in the grave, but even if you're not getting that draw, it's still nice having a second tuner. Primera's restriction makes it kind of difficult to synchro summon more than once in a turn, so one more way to synchro summon using your existing engine pieces is nice. Better than playing fucking Agnimal Candle or something. Most importantly though, since Atri is a dark tuner, you can sync it with something like a Bestial to make Return 0, baby. 1 trillion years Return 0. I'm about to return your life points to 0, you stupid son of a bitch.
I'll fucking kill you!
Spell card Monster Reborn is a football team in Washington that can summon a monster from either graveyard, but it can't attack or activate its
What is
effects
that a
this turn.
reference
What
to?
this card gives up in utility compared to the original Monster Reborn, it makes up for in many other key ways. Making the monster unable to attack or use its effects means it's more of a straight extender than a potential snowball for rebuilding turn 3. Monster Reborn on Sprite Blue is functionally just starter but better, while spell card Monster Reborn is just another free 2. I guess on things like Prank Kids and Genus Loci, the restriction's irrelevant, and it's only prohibited from using its effects for the turn, so let's say you have something you can use on the opponent's turn engraved like a Crimson Dragon that got drive by Nibiru'd, you can bring it back so it can tag out next turn. Or you can steal a similar thing from your opponent's graveyard like a Ghost Ogre. But being a quick play adds quite a few possibilities.
Oh, it's about the
Being able to save your
Washington
stuff from
football
getting
team?
called
I
by
get
is
it,
nice,
okay.
and getting to steal stuff your opponent's trying to reborn makes it work as a disruption you can even set to use on your opponent's turn. In a lot of ways, this makes it sort of in conversation with Called By and DD Crow, having some capacity to do what they do, failing to in other ways, and surpassing them in its own way. It's much worse going second than Crow, and can't accomplish most of Called By's primary functions, but what makes it unique is that it performs some of the non-engine functions of these cards, while also being a pretty good extender. So for combo decks that want as much gas as possible, a card like this can walk the line between the two worlds quite well. But obviously, it'll depend on the format and what exactly it is you need to be preparing for. Heretical Phobos Kobos is a generic rank 4 illusion.
Oh,
that does
this
the
freaky
illusion
guy.
thing and can negate a monster your opponent controls, then if it battled this turn, can take control of it. And if it has an illusion attached, that's a quick effect. Neat! So for starters, an illusion Xyz monster just seems so obvious. Why didn't I think of that? The illusion gimmick fits right into the Xyz monster gimmick of being able to threaten anything and everything if they can survive a battle phase. Being able to negate and maybe even steal something along the way is a neat added benefit that can really help in breaking a board. What's more interesting though is that this is a new payoff for illusion decks that isn't tied to Chimera in some way. Since it can be used as a quick negate as long as you get an illusion attached, it can be stuck on an end board as both an imperm and sort of a way to deter your opponent from trying to use the battle phase since anything that battles becomes snatchable. The problem of course right now is that level 4 illusions are a bit limited. There's 2 that are tied to the Chimera archetype, which doesn't frequently get to make non-fusions. 2 of them are Millennials, and specifically they're the 2 that don't summon themselves on demand, in addition to that deck wiping your own board to bring out its own boss. So no joke, the actual best material in existence for this card is Jongler Ghoul Illusionist, a normal monster with smoke too tough, swag too different, and bitch too bad. Necroquip Princess is a level 6 Fiend fusion.
Oh shit, we did get the TCG exclusives. Okay.
And a Fiend monster card that summons itself by sending the materials from hand or field. And when a monster is sent from the hand to grave to activate a card or
this
effect,
card is
can
such
either
a
draw
disaster.
card or equip that monster to itself. Aerial Eater
Rebecca,
is a
I gotta
level 6 Fiend fusion of 2
hotly
fiends with the
disagree
same
with you.
attribute that mills
I
a
think
fiend on
Necroquip
summon
is
and
a
can
real
banish 2
problem.
level 6 or higher fiends with the same attribute. to
This card's a
reborn
real
itself.
problem, too.
I did not think this was possible, but these TCG World premieres make Fiendsmith even stronger on release than we could have ever anticipated. First of all, Necroquip's material line is tailor-made to accommodate Requiem, who can equip itself to the engraver it just summoned to satisfy the first material, while also still being a Fiend monster card, and therefore a valid option for the second material. So just resolving Requiem will let you tag in a Necroquip, from which point you can use Engraver's effect to shuffle back Requiem and summon itself to make Caesar, Beatrice, or Sequence. This won't leave you with enough light Fiends engraved to profitably summon Lacrima though, so one option to still make the line work from there is to make Necroquip and Engraver into Ptolemy M7.
I'm not doing this. This is where I draw the line.
Letting you detach and add back Engraver, search Tract, and use Lurian Ptolemy to make Sequence. Alternatively, you can just use Sequence to make Aerial Eater instead of
Who the fuck was that?
Lacrima, circumventing the rank 6 play and going straight into milling your starter. You can of course still use your Light Fiends for it, or you can fuse your 2 Dark Fiends Sacred Beasts that Ubel commonly uses to make Moon. From there you can mill Spirit and reborn it with Muckraker, or since you don't need to use Opening to get that third body anymore, you can just use that to revive Spirit and not even Fiend lock yourself. And after linking off Aerial Eater, unlike Beatrice whose function starts and ends with milling, you can bring him back later in the turn either by banishing Engraver and Lacrima, or Necroquip and a Ubel. This will make it a lot easier to fit Caesar into your endboard plan since there will be a much more flexible level 6 Fiend resource in your graveyard to make use of at any time.
I should mention to Rebecca, who's in chat, I do think Aerial Eater is the better card. I think Necroquip is better in Fiendsmith, just because this line requires 4 extra deck slots.
I am truly taken aback at how much these cards change the math on what's possible with the most important cards in this set, and more importantly how little time we have left to even scratch the surface on their usefulness before we have to play the most important event of the year
Do you understand how in the tank people are with these two cards right now?
this fucking weekend, where Konami seemed to be trying to accommodate this exact issue by revealing Closed Heaven and early promotional material and confirming there wouldn't be a new ban list before the event. They've taken such a major step back by introducing two completely unpredictable elements to the engine at the very last minute. You can make the argument that maybe the extra decks of Snake Eye and U-Bell are too tight to accommodate these new options, but
that's true, but we'll find room.
It sure would be nice if we had enough time to test that hypothesis before making a decision. Mimighoul Master is a level 4 zombie with...
I will say, 2 days ago, I was firmly on the side of, there is no way in hell you will get me to play the amount of material and the extra necessary to accommodate Necroquip. Today, I am on the position of, if I do not find a way to put Necroquip into the extra deck, I'm at a huge disadvantage.
Destruction Protection while you control
These
a
cards.
ghoul or your
Don't
opponent
talk to
controls a
peeps
set
about
monster, searches a Mimighoul monster on summon, and during your opponent's main phase can flip one of their set monsters face up. Archfiend, Dragon, and Cerberus can summon themselves to the opponent's field face down. Archfiend makes its controller
Weird
pitch a
animation
card, and
there.
their opponent draw a card on flip, then swaps
So
control.
let me tell
Knight's
you,
normal special
Peeps
flips
has
set
spent like
monster face up.
60
Dragon
hours
destroys
in
all
the
monsters
tank
you
on
control, then
these,
swaps control on
and
flip, and searches
we
a
played a
Mimighoul
whole
back
bunch
row
of
on summon.
games,
Cerberus
and
makes you
the
banish top
position
3
we're
and get your
in personally with this deck is Peeps is like, okay, I feel really good about the list. If I play a Snake Eyes player, I will just concede on the spot and go next.
Opponent one of your banished monsters on flip and then swaps control and gives your spells targeting
That's where we
Mimighoul
are.
Maker reveals 2 flip monsters from deck, randomly sets one to your opponent's field and adds the other to your hand, then lets you summon a Mimighoul from hand. And when your opponent special summons, you can banish it from grave to flip one of their set monsters face up. Mimighoul Dungeon is a field spell that searches a Mimighoul once per turn, boosts all your Mimighouls that weren't summoned this turn by their own defense, and makes any player that controls a set monster unable to normal summon or attack with special summon monsters. And Mimighoul Room summons a Ghoulie from hand or deck to your field or set to your opponent's field, then
The
can
same
flip
as
an
every other
opponent's
deck? Well,
monster
not
face down, and can banish
Snake
itself
Eye,
from graveyard
and
to
probably
bounce
not
any
U-Bell.
number of Mimighouls you control. This is a cool new idea for a deck, giving your opponent your flips that you can force up with Archfiend on your own turn, and Master or Maker on your opponent's. Archfiend is a cool advantage swing, while Dragon can be a great disruption or board breaker. Master, Dragon, and Dungeon form a pretty strong search loop, and Room is a good
That's true.
disruption outside of the deck.
And that's true.
And you're kind of going to need it because it's kind of annoying how your opponent can out the cool trap you've laid for them by just flipping up Dragon before putting any other monsters on board. Room not only is a Book of Moon, but also can give them a Dragon whose battle position can't be changed this turn, so its flip effect is entirely at your discretion. Maker being generic to flips is interesting since it can give your opponent things like Hero Shadow Scout, but it's a little difficult to justify playing a bricky non-archetypal flip monster that you only have a coin flip's chance of successfully putting on your opponent's board. The same is then true of trying to search a flip monster you want to set to your own field, because then you might just accidentally give that to your opponent. One of the earliest thoughts I've heard pop up on how to use these cards is with Vernisylph, since they're all Earth. While there's a lot of search power, summoning is kind of limited to the normal, Maker, and what ghouls you can force flip up turn 1 so they'll swap control back to you. So extra ways to get your names from your hand onto the board or recover names from your grave is good, while the Earth restriction is only really locking you out of extra deck plays that you wouldn't really be able to summon enough to facilitate anyway. The deck does feel a little one note in that regard though, not really capable of doing much outside the interruptions designed specifically for it, and therefore pretty underpowered. But with a strong second wave of support. You guys aren't really gonna fall for this shit again, are you?
Yeah, I've given up hope. I've completely given up hope. I know the next set is going to include like 3 more monsters and one's going to be playable, and Peeps is going to come to me and be like, you played Guru a lot, right? Can we...
Yellow Hat Rabbit is a generic link to Illusion.
But
It sets any continuous trap with an effect to summon itself from deck.
The
on
number
summon,
one
but can't be used as
casualty
link material
to
for
the
rest of turn.
TCG
If you do,
exclusives
and if a
is
card
no
summoned
one
from
is
your
gonna
back
play
row
this
to his
card.
own opponent's
How
field, you can pop
ridiculous
an
is
opponent's
that?
Back row. That's 10 places an access counter on itself every time a card or effect is activated, and when it hits 10, bounces to hand to set a continuous trap that summons itself directly from deck that you can activate this turn. Silo Hat Trick summons itself as an illusion, and on summon can negate
He's having
cards your
fun with
opponent
this.
controls up to the number of illusions you control. Nothing all that important to say about That's 10 other than I feel like some people mildly misunderstand it. Its obvious purpose is to set your finish from deck at exactly the point when it would be live, so at first glance it just seems like 3 more copies, but the important thing to remember is that placing an access counter is an activated effect, meaning that if you have That's 10 and a separate Your Finished set on board, it functionally halves the number of effects that need to be activated to make Your Finish live. If your opponent uses 5 effects, That's 10 will activate 5 times, and suddenly 10 cards cards or effects have been activated this turn. Moving along to Rabbit, this silly chucklefuck is a fascinating new generic extra deck tool that gives any deck that can summon 2 monsters access to a criminally unexplored pool of disruptions to try out. The most generic, of course, is Azuroon, a summon negate that's also
and
Exploder
Silohat.
Dragon. I rag on summon negates a lot, but as I've said before, if it's a cheap extra piece on top of a good board instead of the sole disruption you're banking your entire turn 1 on, a summon negate can be a useful protective element against complex threats. Another good option is Trick, which will pretty much always be at least 2 negates, but is himself another type of disruption I frequently rag on. Having to summon him and then activate his negation effect on a new chain after that makes timing him correctly a tricky process. You'll usually have to activate him in response to an effect that will summon a monster like Original, or on the summon of a card with an ignition effect like Princess. This also makes it harder to use against spells and traps, since they tend to come and go all within one chain. This is a decent time to bring up Rabbit's second effect to pop a back row. Since he can't be used as link material after using his effect, you'll often be leaving him on board to at best be IP fodder, so the added benefit of getting to MST whenever you fire a search target is nice. Being able to trigger him and Trick on the same chain, ordering the chain links to force whichever one is more important through is a nice benefit. For a version of Trick with easier timing to manage, there's Apophis the Swamp Deity, who can negate cards as part of the same effect that summons him, making him like a non-targeting, non-monster locked imperm. The drawback is that to even have one negate, you have to have another continuous trap up. So this is mostly an option for decks that can access continuous traps in engine, like Memento, Yubel, and Centurion. Centurion, by the way, has a lot of cool shit it can do with Rabbit, like using the summons of Centurions to trigger Rabbit or Statue of Anguish pattern. Maybe we can bring back the glory days of Cyberse Eldritch, when you played your Cyber starters for a draw and then made Broken Link 2s now that there's a Broken Link 2 that literally searches Golden Lands. Or we could go back to never thinking about Eldritch again. Either is fine with me.
That's fair.
The other thing you can do to this card is FTK. Dimension Reflector extracts a heavy toll to summon itself, but then copies an opponent's monster, and immediately dings your opponent for that value. Kinda don't like the concept of a Bish Balkan FTK, where the mechanism by which you do burn damage is accessible via any 2 monsters. This rabbit hole is deep, I could go further I promise, but for now suffice to say this card is a solid option going forward that will at the very least make you take an extra second to evaluate any new trap monsters in the future. And also King Scarlet is here.
I'm searchable now. Is that what you wanted? I'm searchable now. Here, yeah. Is that good?
Thank you, King Scarlet. Dominus Purge. I just want you to know, Dominus just auto-corrected to Dominoes, and it made me laugh so hard I lost my train of thought writing this. Dominoes.
I'm unfortunately gonna call this Dominoes
If your opponent
Purge.
controls a card, they can negate any effect that adds a card from your opponent's deck to their hand. Then, if you have a trap engraved, can destroy that card. But if you use it from the hand, you can't activate dark, fire, or water monster effects for the rest of the duel. Curiouser and curiouser, cried Alice. A new generic hand trap, but one with some of the most demanding terms and conditions I've ever seen. Not only does it lay out in no uncertain terms what crowds it refuses to roll with, it also cuts you off of extremely common generic cards like SP and Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom. How demanding can you be to think you can force me to cut the single most competitively successful card of all time? Sounds like my ex-wife. Not to mention its effect is just worse Ash Blossom. It has 1/3 of the uses Ash Blossom has. Whether the search negate is the most important one is a matter of debate and opinion, but the point is indisputable that it simply does less. The upside of being able to destroy the card if you, I don't know, used Imperm this turn is conditional enough that I almost consider it negligible. And yet, this card is still seeing some play, often in side decks of things like Madolche and Ritual Beasts, often without even cutting Ash Blossom, and I have a bit of a hypothesis on why.
What's that?
One of the common recurring complaints against Max C is that going second if your opponent sets up turn 1 and then has Max C on top of that, that's just the icing on the cake to make winning out from there impossible. It's my belief that Dominus Purge, a card which can negate Max C, but only if your opponent controls a card, was printed with the intent to address this complaint. For all our sakes, I hope no one in my almost entirely Western audience ever has to worry about this use case, except in like Master Duel, but I haven't played Master Duel in over a year, so I don't give a shit.
Oh, that's awful.
Charmy Perulia is a level 4 water aqua that you can quick effect discard if you control no cards to draw a card each time your opponent normal or special summons from the hand. But during the end phase, you have to shuffle back random cards from your hand until your hand size is equal to the number of cards your opponent controls plus 6. Also, you can only activate one more Molcharmy monster effect this turn. The intent here is clear, to try and retread old ground but with more refined, modernized sensibilities, to both replicate the success and produce a new and improved vision of the power of the elements vid, Max C. Essentially only being usable on the very first turn of the game addresses the same problem Dominus Purge does by taking away the ability to activate it after building a board going first. You can still activate it if you go first, but only preemptively at the very start of your turn to hedge against Nibiru's and Bystials. Furthermore, there's very few matchups where this card can draw as many or more cards than Max C. The only one where there's a massive positive difference is Fluanderies, a deck that triggers Max C the fewest number of times possible, and Perulia one of the highest number of times. That's another aspect of the new balance features of Perulia, that hitting normal summons makes matchups that never special summon less unfairly favored into a format where every other deck is so scared of Max C. Hitting the normal also makes it harder to justify not shotgunning it at the start of the turn. Part of the bug's appeal is being able to hold it to use in response to an effect that special summons, so you can always guarantee one draw off of it. Since your opponent will frequently lead their turn with the normal, you're incentivized to fire Perulia as quickly as possible so you can get the most value off of it, meaning your opponent will have the most time possible to decide how to account for it. Passing and giving you no draws is a valid option, but so too is just kind of playing into it, because as I brought up before getting distracted from it earlier, the number of draws in question is far fewer for the majority of relevant decks. Cards that summon from hand exist, but mostly in the form of extenders or as steps in a combo. Cards that read Rhoda as E-Telly, if that makes sense. They're not necessarily the most common or least common type of summon, but they're some of the least valuable since the summon itself isn't a plus in card economy, only in tempo. I'm getting overly philosophical. Let's move on before I start talking like Confucius. And I can do that. I've read the Analects. Zigong would say some shit like Perulia is just Max C. Just in case I didn't make myself clear earlier, cards that summon from hand exist. Almost all decks have them. And even the ones that don't will almost definitely want a normal summon. Looking at Snake Eye, they'll almost always want a normal summon Poplar and Diabellstar, maybe Kieran and Garunix in the Fire King variant, or Fenrir and Unicorn in the Kashtira variant. If they draw the one of Oak or Flambirds, they might need to summon them from hand too. This is just one example, and it probably sounds better when we're not comparing it to the sheer volume of draws Max C would net you against a full Snake Eye combo. I guess the secret to appreciating Perulia is not comparing it to his forebears. Living in the moment. Being happy with what you have rather than worrying about what you could have had. But you can't do that, can you?
No.
What you could have had. Helps the Perulia.
What is this part of the video?
Hello? Helps the Perulias functionally twice per turn. Because its restriction locks you to one more effect of its archetype for the turn, and he's the only member so far, right now all this means is you can use 2 in a single turn. Drawing a second copy of it off of its effect means that you now get twice as many draws for the rest of the turn, and drawing the third copy means you get to start your own turn by activating it. Also, although the end phase condition is a little confusing, it's extremely forgiving. Even if your opponent passes on an empty board, you don't have to shuffle anything back unless they somehow gave you 3 draws before clearing their board. Kinda difficult to visualize a deck that gives you enough draws yet ends on few enough cards on field that this effect will apply. This card has very slowly gotten a foothold in the OCG, often reserved for the side deck, since it really does have such little value going first. Sometimes he'll be in the main at 1, so you can cross it out, but with how few things he does better than Max C, it'll likely take some sort of cosmic shift in their format to get people to give the little guy a shot. Update. Astellar of the White Forest can send a spell or trap from hand or field to summon any light spellcaster tuner from deck, and if a spell trap is sent to the graveyard as cost for a monster effect while it's engraved, it can reborn itself. LZ of the White Forest can send a spell trap to summon itself and search a White Forest monster, and if you summon a light spellcaster tuner during your opponent's turn, it can add itself from grave to hand. Sylvie of the White Forest is a level 4 tuner that can search a White Forest spell trap on summon, and can quick effect return a White Forest synchro from field or grave to the extra to reborn itself. Rucia of the White Forest can summon itself from hand if you control a White Forest monster, can pitch a spell trap to draw a card, and also puts a synchro back to reborn itself. All the back row reset themselves if they're sent to the graveyard to activate a monster effect. Tales of the White Forest searches a White Forest monster if you control a spellcaster or illusion. Beware pops a card your opponent controls if you control a level 6 or higher illusion or spellcaster. Woes summons a White Forest from hand or deck, then
spell traps are so cool.
Bounces a spellcaster or illusion you control to summon one engrave.
They just look nice.
Arciella, Sinister Soul of the White Forest, is a level 6 tuner synchro that can send a spell trap on summon to search a White Forest card or any light spellcaster.
This deck was rarity bumped to hell. That's true.
Synchros plus 500 and card effect protection. Silvera is a tuner synchro that books all your opponent's monsters on summon and gives your illusion and spellcaster synchros plus 500 and double piercing battle damage. Finally, Diabell, Queen of the White Forest, is an illusion I can add any spell or trap from graveyard to hand on summon if it was made with a tuner synchro, and when your opponent activates a card or effect, can send a spell trap to summon any level 7 or lower tuner synchro from anywhere. This is a really promising first wave with a lot of consistency, pretty much no restrictions, and some great in-archetype payoffs. Starting with just a Stellar and any spell trap, you can cycle through all their main deck names and end on Diabel, Woes, and a 10 like Chaos Angel or Chengying. Oh jeez. Feels so free. There's actually a choice here. It's been so long. Look, I can say whatever 10 I want is good, and you'll just have to take my word for it. You can make fucking Black-Winged Assault Dragon.
Are we going to see the guy?
Anyway, Woes and Diabel both have the ability to toss out a Silvera from extra, who can book your opponent's whole board. With Woes, you'll have to have one of the 2s or one of the 4s on board to do it, but since both the tuners can come back as a quick effect, and a Stellar can come back when you use Diabel, it's not hard to get one back on board to sync with your Woe summon. Diabel being able to summon any tuner synchro gives her a wide variety of options, but most of them are held back by the summon not being treated as a synchro summon. If you summon Formula, you won't get the draw, not that you would have anyway because it misses timing, but you can fire him to make Diabel into Chaos Angel for a banish. Something like Quandax can make her into Crimson Dragon, so you can tag into a Dispater. I guess like Shooting Dreiser can make a Stellar into something like Shen. The large majority of the examples I could list are just more quick synchro summons of random level combinations. Arciela can search Effect Veiler. Yeah, you know. That Effect Veiler. She also searches Exo-Sisters, Dogmaticas, a couple Altergeist, Mages, and Toy Magician,
Put the Yakko
who does
away.
not matter, and you should not play it, but it's a good way to transition into the Toy engine. See, I told you we'd circle back to this. Toy Box setting 2 toys from deck gives you 3 sends for the cost of your monster effects off of just 1 card, but if they were just free fodder, that wouldn't be anything, no. These free sends proceed to summon themselves for free. And you might remember, Toy Soldier can search any level 4 light monster, which means you'll also get to search a White Forest tuner for free. And Tank can trade himself out to bring back your Arciela engrave, getting you a bigger body to synchro with than his own. Another card that checks every single box on a Stellar, Arciela, and Toy Soldier is Centurion Primera. So off of any of them, you can pivot into the Centurion engine without having to commit 12 stars to Auxilla, which you totally still can do. The Centurions not only give you more potential synchro options and possible Calamity access, they also give you even more back row that can be sent as White Forest costs. Or you could try the Horus engine, which gives you access to Wall and Sark as potential sends, and to Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, which could only synergize better if the Crystal Beast you search could somehow end up in the back row. In a similar vein, the deck synergizes well with the U-Bell package, since you can set up Phantom and then let the now useless Nightmare Throne on board be used as a Stellar cost. While we're on the topic of field spells, Chicken Game is at 1. That's a free...
What? Is that true?
Free draw that implores you to sack it before passing turn. Sending it for Rusia gets you another draw, and then making Rusia an LZ into Charge Warrior or Tri-Edge Master will get you a 3rd draw. Draw 3. Why does that sound from... Oh yeah, Runic! Runic 2 has synergies with this deck, since you can send Runic spells you won't need this turn to load up the grave for Fountain, or you can send a used Fountain to then replace with a copy prepped with Hugin or Jerry. What's more, Hugin pitching your White Forest back row triggers their effect to reset, making her effect even more free to use. And their levels line up nicely to make your level 6 and 8 synchros, with your Runic spells even being able to summon them in response to effects like Woes, to quickly get the right materials on board for a quick synchro. And being reminded that this build is going to be summoning some fusion monsters is a great excuse to remind you that you're not locked to synchros or anything. Go ahead, make SP. Make Rabbit. Send the Trap Monster for cost. There's no rules. Make your 2 tuners
Prime
into
Monarch.
I don't give a damn.
You could make your 2 tuners into Amritra to search Reframing. That'd be a crazy lore crossover. I don't know why I'm on such a transition sentence kick today. Astellar can summon both Cartesia and Quem from deck, so she started seeing play as an option in Branded. As a light, Cart can make the 2 of them into Grongagnol immediately, and she's a valid material for Albion or Albion.
I did not know that.
I forgot these 2 were both named Albion. Smoke Bomb, you can play this in Snake Eye. Just like how Snake Eye appreciates Fiendsmith and Millennium, leaving some random face-up spells lying around, White Forest likes that very same thing about Snake Eye. The level 1 Snake Eyes give you a fine degree of control on the level of synchro you want, so you can experiment with 5s and 7s. And the level 8 Flamberge is a great Crimson Dragon material. Another build I've seen was capitalizing on the level 2, synergizing with Sprite.
Sprite is a series of level, rank, and link to Thunder monsters.
I think there was more, but I can't remember what I was going to say. Anyway, this deck isn't quite there because there's not true 1-card combos, and the closest thing...
It's so funny that this is like a 5-minute detour where it's like, yeah, you can play this with everything. Anyway, the deck's not there.
Weak with maybe 2 to 3 interruptions and a sticky board with some decent follow-up. Not like won't see play weak, but just less powerful than some of the other things going on in the format. Also, needing a sufficient amount of spells and traps to send means you'll usually want to play more board breakers than hand traps, which isn't always going to be an ideal style of play for the format. It might do better in a format without Max C, but it still does get hit pretty harshly by Perulia. With a solid vision of how to build the deck and maybe some decent support, I could easily see this deck being a major contender in the near future. But how long that will take, I don't know.
All right. Time for the Dan Olsen part of the video. All right, Jaxel ever haunted by the everything you need to know about Pote?
I mean, it's piss off.
Get out of my fucking head! Obsession is a 9-letter word defined by Merriam-Webster as a persistent, disturbing preoccupation with an often unreasonable idea or feeling, or broadly, compelling motivation. It also defines it as something that causes an obsession, which, I mean, I learned in school not to define a word with the word, but I mean, I'm not Merriam-Webster, so... Anyway, I have been persistently and disturbingly preoccupied with Power of the Elements, everything you need to know. No matter how hard I try, I can't come to grips with the fact that after 2 years, I've still yet to make a video that surpasses it. I don't even understand this video or why people liked it so much. I try to go back and rewatch it, and all I can do is cringe at how poorly researched and amateurish it is. I didn't even play with 90% of the cards I talked about in the video. I just put on a fancy hat and told myself I knew better than the rest of y'all. Most impressive part of that video to me is that I recorded and edited the entire thing while under the influence of COVID-19, and yet seemingly this is what the people wanted to see. I don't know if I could make something like it again. I don't know if I could convince myself to. But what's done is done. All I can do now is make peace with it and try to keep making things that I can be proud of. I can't go back and fix the past. Can I?
I mean, if he remakes the Pote video, then I don't know what to say. That just seems like a waste of time to me. It's another goated video, an hour long on this. I don't know. My advice to the fledgling Jaxel would be, welcome to hell, you stupid fuck. There will always be a greatest video of yours that you hate dozens, if not all, dozens of parts of, if not the entire thing. And you'll spend your entire life living in the shadow of something that's quality has nothing to do with the appreciation that it got online. You know? Do you want to know what my #1 video is? Here's a fun little anecdote that I think may illuminate some of Jaxel's mental anguish. All right. My most popular video is a new age for Master Duel, Master Circuit Series Top 16 Week 1. After the first Master Circuit Series, I had taken such a financial loss on running the MCS that I said never again. And then, slowly but surely, this specific video climbed all the way up, premiering at a 10 of 10 with 20K views on an almost 200,000 sub channel, to my best performing video ever. There was a period of my time, a period that ended about 2 months ago, where this specific video made me $40 a day. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when coupled with the other videos I was making that were doing well, it was a lot. So I ran a second season of the MCS. I did an entire second season, put myself in even more financial hardship, just chasing exactly this type of algorithmic ambrosia. And if you look at these, let's just watch the invitational top 8 of the second MCS, 42,000 views. In 7 months, with co-commentary from Nimnim, a community figurehead, this has done worse than the worst performing episode of Master of Faster. My most viewed video of all time got this many views in no small part because due to some algorithmic quirk, it ended up in the autoplays of individuals who had fallen asleep watching YouTube videos. It was long enough and down-tempo enough that it would not wake them up and would play for 3 hours and 38 minutes. And in so doing, inflated the view count on this particular video, meaning that I was forever saddled, both financially and psychologically, to a piece of content that is, in essence, just an unedited VOD replay of a tournament full of technical errors because it was my first time running it ever. And I have to live with that forever. So, obviously, the everything you need to know Pote video is completely different. People watched it because Pote was a revolutionary set. It had so little to do with the work done by Jaxel in the video, and so much to do with the hunger for such a video. Obviously, Battles of Legend, Terminal Revenge, everything you need to know isn't going to get as many views of it. But also, things completely out of your control can be responsible for your views. And chasing a viewer high is just a speed run to mental illness. Although, you know what is actually wow, this week 9 is the new contender. In fact, I think this particular phenomenon, the fact that these videos get recommended in autoplay, has forced YouTube to either tinker with their autoplay system and add like little reminders so that they're not showing advertisements to people who have no intention of buying, or going to be responsible for a huge decrease in the amount of revenue that people get as YouTubers start putting together sleep channels. I think are really, really scary. But that's another conversation. I will say, when I was a channel about Jaxel's size, I think they're currently at about 7K. I posted, I think about this constantly. I posted a Burning Abyss 10-minute testing at a time that very few people were thinking and talking about Burning Abyss. And at the time, it was an outsized hit for me. I was the guy to go to for a Burning Abyss profile in exactly 2017. And it got 26,000 views is what it has now. At the time, it had something like 15. I remember I made this video, it got this amount of views, and I thought, that's it. I will never make something as good as this again. That's crazy, right? I really was like, this is it. This dog shit video recorded on like I don't think I even had a Blue Yeti in 360p. And it's just me like dunking on a guy playing Blue Eyes, dunking on a guy playing ABC, dunking on someone playing Scapegoat in Invoked. I've got Rescue Ferret in my hand. I don't know. Content creation is an evil, fickle mistress. It's awful. The worst thing you can do to yourself. Harder than being a cop? Well, that's certainly true. I think that you should be given a service weapon if you make online content, and you should be allowed to shoot people. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. Kind of an interesting note to end on. I've got a lot I have to do before I leave tomorrow. I'm going to be gone tomorrow until next Monday. I should be able to do the Monday stream. And if I do, it's going to be a big-ass stream. We're going to talk all about the Nationals experience. We're going to talk, of course, about Prague. It'll be a gay old time. But if you are coming to the NAWCQ, please do not feel weird or on edge about meeting me. I promise it is normal. You will not be irritating me unless you decide to follow me around for 6 hours. I love meeting people. I love talking to people. I'll do what you want. I recorded someone's voicemail last time. That was weird. And I hope I will see you there. There's also going to be a an Alestrals local on the Thursday before the event that I'm going to tweet about that I will be at as well. It's going to be before that, the local itself, there will be a demo day. So if you have any interest in that game, you want to check it out and you're in the area, you know, swing by. I'll be there. Peeps will be there. Coder's going to be there. I think Dyer's probably going to be there. We'll see. Can you sign cards? Of course, of course. I will sign anything. I'm trying to think what the stupidest thing I've signed so far is. At the last YCS I signed, I circled my favorite item on the Olive Garden menu that had been brought, and I signed there. So you have to beat that. All right. See y'all next time. Bye-bye.